Are we live yet, LC? You dink. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Oh, okay.
We're here. We're here. All right, we're just going to start it over, everyone. We're going to start from the top. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lost Caravan RPG, and welcome to Impossible Landscapes. I am your handler, Doc Rimbo. I use he, she, or they pronouns, and I'm so glad you're here. I just have vibes about tonight. It's going to be a doozy. The full cast is here. M-Cell's in effect. Where that came from, but my brain is in a weird space, so this could go in any sort of particular direction. We had last week off, and then 2 weeks ago, we had a special episode 7 of Impossible Landscapes featuring A-Cell. Which ties into tonight's episode. And so if you watched that, you'll have some sort of insights into maybe some stuff that's going on, but we'll save that. Everyone just sort of buckle up and call your family and tell them you love them. And yeah, that's what we're doing here. Although, to be fair, like 3 weeks ago was a pretty wild episode. Y'all set a house on fire and jumped out a window, and one of your agents ended up in the hospital and the other one ended up getting abducted or something. So we'll see how all that plays out. We are sponsored tonight by Epidemic Sound. They do all the music and sound effects that I use in the show as well. We appreciate the kind of quality of music that they have and the quality of the sound effects. And you should go and check them out if you get a chance. We're also sponsored by Soul Muppet Publishing. I just heard that in another stream. I never know this stuff ahead of time, but we appreciate them as well. And we appreciate you, chat, for being here. Let us go around and talk to our friends. We're going to go in an order. We're going to start on Twitch directly below me, which is Liv. Liv, that's you. Hi, Liv. How are you? How are you doing? Tell us about your agent.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing well. I hope everyone's doing well as well. My name is Liv. I use she, they pronouns, and I am playing Agent Margin, who uses she, her pronouns, who is so ready to show her fellow agents the truth.
Oh boy, that's not ominous. That's terrific. Yeah, we're glad you're here to do just that. Terrific. Let us move over in order to Lonnie. Lonnie, hello.
Hello.
Agent Mayday had a big week last week. Did she not?
I'd say so. Considering she's literally in a hospital bed right now, I think it was a little kind of eventful. So she's recovered. She's recovered a little bit. Having Agent Magnolia try to do a little bit of first aid on her really fast right afterwards, and then being in the hospital right after, and being woken up by Margin and having a little goofy view.
Yeah, a little convalescent scene, a little recovery morning after scene. That was pretty cool. Yeah, for those of you who weren't here, it was a whole thing, and Mayday ended up in the hospital. Now, just so you know, we did roll for recovery hit points for Mayday in between sessions. Do you want to let everyone know what her HP is, or after one night in the hospital?
After one night in the hospital, she is back up to 7 out of 11 hit points. So, grateful to all of the doctors and
hardworking LCs of the world. And
doctors,
also,
PAs, people that had minor medical training in the army and whatnot.
Yeah. But she's alive, and that's what really matters. Good. I'm glad you're here. Let us keep on moving along. I don't want to rush it, but I've got so much to do tonight. Speaking of so much to do, Cyberella.
Yo.
With Maple. Maple's always got a to-do list. How are you? Introduce yourself.
So I'm Cyberella, and I'm playing the gorgeous and definitely youthful and totally not old Agent Maple, who at the moment is our makeshift handler, I guess. But yeah, she's always got a to-do list of stuff, so that's me.
She's very She's very business oriented right now.
Oh, she's been chain smoking like crazy because she's probably exhausted. She's an old lady who's just been up for the last 20-something hours.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, she must be dead on her feet, and not only that.
Good thing I'm sitting down. Then I'm just dead on my ass.
You say that she's like the default handler because a few episodes ago is when you discovered that this mission you were originally on was not a mission at all. Mm-hmm. And but then the real Delta Green told you to stay on it and play along and see what you could find out. And it's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say about that. We'll resolve that soon. And up to somebody who is at least partially responsible for the trickiness of this mission, Colin as Agent Magnolia. Colin, how you doing, buddy?
What did I do?
Well, 2 weeks ago, Magnolia saw the yellow sign. He was excited about that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Well, so yeah, let's check in with him, shall we? We'll really quick. I'm Colin Amicon, or Noko Monologue backwards.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just see how he's doing real quick. Yeah, I think I might be dead. Not 100% sure about that, but I do recall a very large fire, and then crashing a truck, and then things are a bit hazy after that. So we'll have to see how he's doing.
Yeah, we'll have to resolve that. So many things to resolve this week. So many questions to answer. And my question is, hey, Turk.
Hey.
You know, I appreciate you.
Am I did someone did my parents tell you I'm dying or something? Why does everyone be so nice to me?
Wait, are you?
It's the worst,
no,
isn't
I
it? Well, are you?
so.
I hope not.
To be fair, I wasn't nice earlier, so.
Yeah.
You want us to be fucking mean to you, just say the word.
Yeah.
Turk, tell us about Mr. March. Tell us about our favorite firefighter.
Of course. Hey, I'm Turk, or Turk Accented, of course, and I am playing Agent Maltese, or Mr. March, Agent March, alternative name.
That's what he should have gone with.
It's whacking time.
We both use he, him pronouns, and Maltese needs to file an insurance claim for his car and also go save his friend from a wacky self-help group, probably.
That's probably true. Oh my gosh. I just realized I'm like, so if you haven't watched the first part of this season or last season at all, I just have no idea where to begin. But the shortest version I could think of is this group of agents who are a part of an unofficial government organization known as Delta Green were sent to Boston to investigate ties to a case that was from 20 years ago. And they were called in, they were activated and sent to a psychiatric facility known as the Dorchester House. Things there were weird. Things in their lives began to get weird. Echoes of the past case came back up. And then 2 weeks ago, a set of agents went to investigate the lead nurse of, 3 weeks ago, a pair of them, Magnolia and Mayday, went to investigate the house of the head nurse of the Dorchester House. She tried to burn them alive inside her house and seemed to have the ability to look like other members of her family. And the two of them had to dive out of the window to escape. And now Mayday is, as we said, about to be released from the hospital. And Magnolia's whereabouts are unknown. But before we dig into all that, it's worth mentioning that this is a mature surreal horror podcast and might contain stuff like, for starters, psychiatric care facilities and government officials. Those are traumatic in their own way, but also surreal horror, body horror, insanity, fire, helplessness. All of these are things that will inevitably come into play. So we all use safety tools. If you need a break, you should take a break anytime you want. But if you're like, oh, I'm loving this, tell your friends, bring them over. In any case, viewer discretion is advised. Now, I wish I had glasses to change, but I don't. I take these off. Hold on. There. I know. Deception is a right. Deception's a right, Colin. It's a right. Deception is a right. Truth is a privilege. Innocence is a luxury. Knowledge is death. Born of the U.S. government's 1928 raid on the degenerate coastal town of Innsmouth, Massachusetts, the covert agency known as Delta Green opposes the forces of darkness with honor, but without glory. It is currently just after noon on Friday, September 4th, 2015. While other members of MCell do whatever they're doing, we're going to start by visiting our friend Marianne Johnson. We're going to come see Agent Maple. What do we see as we find Agent Maple today?
So Maple's sitting in her safe house at her desk with her laptop. Next to her is just a cycling of like 4 different coffee cups, and her ashtray is just overflowed at this point with ash from her and cigarette butts, as she's been sitting there typing away for the last, I think, almost 20 hours at this point. It's been a long day.
Excellent. Yeah, and I imagine she's surrounded by all sorts of stuff that she would use in research. She's got a computer, she's got phones, she's got files, both personnel and patient files from the Dorchester house. Probably has most of the evidence they've collected along the ways. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I think that you wanted to do some groundwork here. What did you want to do? And I'll tell you what we'll roll for and what we'll just say, yeah, that works, and what doesn't.
Okay. Things that were on the list that we talked a little bit about between games was that I did some post-fire damage control. Basically along the lines of fudging, the involvement of the 2 agents in the fire as to why they were there, kind of solidifying and falsifying those reports.
What do you think is the reason that she gives for their presence at the fire?
I'm going to say that the reason why she gives for them is that it was a, I'm going to use the NSA in this case.
Okay.
These were people working proxy for me as an NSA agent and such, and they were, there was a
deputized.
Report. Yeah, deputized because they were in the area. Basically, be like they were in the area, and I was using them. They needed to talk to the Sam and Gina person. The fire was happening. They went in to see if anybody was in there that was left to be saved, and then they got themselves out.
Okay, excellent. And what avenue would she use to accomplish this? I'm thinking either bureaucracy, which means she would like call in favors and know who connects to who and whose personal assistant is whose, and like what channels to go through, or you've got like she can bust in through the back door using the computer and like change the details in the reports.
I think this happened fairly early evening, so I'm going to say that bureaucracy then. I think if it had been later in the day, she maybe would have just done backdoor stuff.
And what is her bureaucracy skill?
73, and her computer is 70, so.
I'm going to say, like, with those 2 things combined, you don't need to roll for this.
Okay.
It's pretty standard, and Delta Green does this a lot. They go in to cover their tracks. It doesn't save Agent Maltese the pain of losing his truck, but it helps keep the local police anyway off your back. That's no problem. And what else? What's next on her list?
The next one is to waylay Mayday's brother.
Yes. That's another one we can say you do that, but you tell me what that looks like. What did you set up for him?
Okay, so what Mayday does is she decides that she needs to get him on a crime that will keep him in New York, where he's not allowed to leave New York State, but something that later he can be cleared of. So she's going to go with some trumped up drug dealing charges.
Okay. something that will be easily disproven, but will keep him from heading to Los Angeles.
Because he won't get a court date for at least another month. Usually takes a while. So that's what she'll have done. For the sake of him not losing his home, she does have friends in the group that the Innocence Project. She does have friends within the Innocence Project. She actually has her own funds in there, so they're just going to using them as like a little shell company to basically keep him from losing his apartment.
I like that. Okay, again, I don't think you need to roll for this. We can just say you do it. And we'll see how it plays out. We'll see what the consequences are later. But you could have even done that, like, I think yesterday, because I think yesterday was the day he was heading to the airport. You can say that happened. Let's do a few more things. And first, I think the one I want to do most of all, through the list that you sent me, is you wanted to look into Elias Barbas a little bit more deeply, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For those who might remember, that's Executor. That's our, our handler.
Our quote unquote handler. Yeah. You make me a computers check.
Okay. Any difficulty?
No. Just standard stuff.
Success.
And all right, as a success, what'd you roll?
36 out of 70.
Excellent. So there's some stuff you got earlier as you were sort of looking through stuff, knowing that he worked within Massachusetts State Police for a long time in their forensics department. He was sort of well known and well respected and well liked. But then you come across this incident. Some incident happened toward the end of July, I think it was, where I'm sorry, June. It was in the middle of June, where something happened, and he was like cited and investigated, and it's very strange. And you come up with a name, which is new, and you come up with a name and a phone number for a detective named Emmeline Skehan, Skehan. And she was the one, and you really had to sort of do some fancy work here. She was the one who filed the complaint. And you could see from the files that you pull up that she worked closely with Barbas beforehand. Like, I'm not sure they were partners, but they worked directly with him.
Okay.
And you've got her phone number if you wanted to call her. But other than that, I think that's what we'll do for now.
All right.
Because this does take a long time. We'll say this is what she's been doing for 24 hours. All the stuff. It's not as easy as like typing in a password and seeing everything. She has to like wait for people to get back to her and, just go searching and digging through stuff. What do you do next?
I think the next pressing thing that she needs to do, she needs to call Delta Green.
Okay. You have a contact through Delta Green. Well, you got several because you worked internally there for a while. And so you have a way of reaching out to them. So you call, and I think sometimes, like, depending on who she contacts them through, she has to call someone and they have to call someone, and then Delta Green calls you.
Especially I have the new burner for today, so she
right
calls up me like this is the number.
Yep. And you wait, and we'll say that after a while of waiting, roll me what kind of a check do I want here? I want to see if you can stay awake, basically. You've been chain smoking, which will make it easier. But I think...
Power, I guess?
Yeah, that would be a power check, I think, because it's closely related to willpower, really.
Okay. Any modifier?
Or you could do... Can you roll a willpower times 5? Is that a thing? Can we do that?
I think it auto-rolls it.
There's no willpower button, but you just do math.
Well, that's
a willpower button. It gave it to me.
Technically, isn't your power equal to
That's
willpower
power,
anyway?
yeah. That's good, though. That's a really good roll. Anyway, so you do stay awake, and after a few moments, the phone rings. And I'm assuming you answer.
Hello, it's Agent Maple.
Agent Mabel, this is Agent Johnson. Do you recognize this as the voice you spoke to most recently? You've gotten used to this being passed up the chain. You were talking to people that you were friends with, and now the higher ups are calling you.
Are they related?
And they say, last time we spoke, we instructed you to continue to maintain contact with Elias Barbas and play along. Give us an update. What's going on?
All right. So just a quick part of it. She'll give an update on like what happened with, we've been instructed to go talk to Sam and Gina. Our agents went to go talk to her. It went badly. And then coming to the more serious part of it being like, so Agent Magnolia is MIA.
I'm sorry, did you say he's missing?
Yep.
You hear a pause, and he says, wait 1 moment, please. And then you can tell he covered up the mouthpiece of the phone. He's talking to somebody, and then he comes back and he says, before you give us any further information, Agent Magnolia, before his abduction, was he acting strangely? Any exposure to any written things or symbols?
I'm not certain. That's why I'm actually calling you right now, because I need some things done for me. Done special.
Elaborate.
I need you to revoke any of my access. In terms of anything that allows me to send digital or physical media to other agents.
I assume this is to quarantine the infection?
I have reason to believe that majority of my team is compromised.
Hold on. And he covers up the phone again, and you hear muffled through the phone, you hear this, you hear him talking to somebody, and his tone is more urgent now. But when he comes back and speaks to you again, it's calm and even keel. And he says, all right, so one is missing. Any other updates on the investigation into Samagina?
It was found that there's a church, St. Jude Church, that hosts a encounter group that's supposed to be one of those, one of those shitty life coaching things.
Like a self-help group.
Yeah, self-help group. And that's supposedly was being pushed by Sam and Gina. So we believe that that's the next place to look for Agent Magnolia. But like I said, I have reason to believe that the rest of the group may be compromised because a picture of that pamphlet was trying to be sent. Sorry. Agent Maltese tried to send me a picture of that pamphlet. Luckily, it didn't fully load, but I saw the starting of a symbol on it. Now, I have not told the rest of my team about the virulent nature of this issue yet. I hadn't gotten to see them. It's just there hadn't been time, right? Between contacting you and the fire.
Yes.
So they don't know about it. But so concerningly, I believe that Agent Margin is here. I believe that Agent Margin is Agent Micro from Operation Alice.
I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat this back just to make sure I understand you correctly. So you are telling me that there is an agent who's a part of your cell named Agent Margin.
Yes.
And this person is in actuality the same person as codename Agent Micro from Operation Alice in 1995.
Yep, I found some strong correlations here.
All right. We will see if we can look into this St. Jude's Church and the group. Do you have a name for the group that meets there?
Encounter Group.
All right. We'll handle that. What we're going to do is we're going to shut down Operation India. So as of now, we are going to, as you asked, cut off your electronic access for visual images, any sort of digital contact with other Delta Green agents. But what we're going to need you to do is we're going to need for you and your entire team, Magnolia, if you find him, to come to a debriefing. And it's going to be tomorrow night. Make sure you're writing this down. You have all this?
Yep, go for it.
All right. Tomorrow night, Trivolino Mall in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. It's should be about an hour outside of Boston. And it's going to be tomorrow, 11 o'clock p.m. Bring everyone.
All right.
All right. We'll see you then. For now, I would say just keep an eye on things and try not to let anything else get exacerbated.
I'll do my best, but like I said, if I try to send anything, physical or digital, assume I'm compromised.
Oh, yes, we will. And he hangs up the phone.
She'll close it up.
When you close it up, you didn't hear it come in, but you see that while you were talking to him, a voicemail came through on your phone. And it's from another agent, one that you've worked with in the past, a part of ACEL. And you don't know her real name. She knows yours because everybody knew yours. She's been working for a while with Delta Green, and she goes by the name Agent. And you have trouble forgetting that because it's such a clever name. She has left you a voicemail.
I know that you mentioned possibly letting other people hear this, so I think what I'll do is that Maple will listen to it first, but then I would like to reveal later, in particular with Maltese.
Okay. Can I play it for you now?
Actually, yeah, go for it. Then we'll just say that I do that later.
I'll just pretend that the rest of you don't hear it for now. But here is the voicemail in question.
Marianne, I know it's been a while, so I'll make this as brief as possible. Sorry in advance for being vague, but I'd like to play this one a little close to the chest given the circumstances. But I'll get to that in a second. I recently came into some information that may be helpful for your current operation. The Whitwer case. Heard a team in Boston was looking into him too. Wondered if it might be you. Well, it started us down a rabbit hole, that's for sure. We did some, digging, and came across a lady by the name of Ophelia Citri. Seems she's got her own little entry on Demon Web 101. I mean, impressive, but you can't really put that on your resume, huh? Anyways, that's, some useful information, probably worth looking into on your end. But it's deeper than that. Citri slipped our newest agent a little, note, and that didn't go well for anyone involved. It had some kind of strange symbol on it. I got away with not looking at it, but, unsurprising to anyone who's worked a case or two before. It's bad news when you do. Delta Green's already had her committed, and from the sounds of it, they're taking it one step further. Picking off corrupted agents involved in the case. Really covering their asses good this time. That's why I'm really calling. Wanted to give you a heads up, you know? Watch your backs. Give yourselves a chance to get out of this hole before you dig it any deeper. I picked up this burner and I'll keep it on for the next few weeks or so. Call and leave a message if you need anything else. I'll get back to you when I can. Good luck.
So you get this call from Agent, and a few folks in chat were saying it was a little bit quiet. So when we replay it later, I have it turned up here, so we'll turn it up on the stream a little bit louder so everyone can hear. You get this call from Agent about this case that ACEL undertook in Las Vegas, where they looked into a woman named Ophelia Citri, fiance of Michael Whitwer, aka Agent Vega, and one of them got exposed to a symbol there. But the real meaty bit of this semi-cloaked warning from Agent is that She said that one of her agents got committed, but from what she hears, Delta Green is eliminating any agent connected to this case. And you know that to be not only explicit in what she's saying, that Delta Green is killing agents who have been exposed, but also completely valid and possible, maybe plausible.
Yeah, now I'm rethinking whether I'm going to tell Maltese. I know I love my boy.
Yeah, you just signed his
Yeah.
death warrant.
Yeah, I know. I did.
You signed all of our death warrants.
It is.
I'm going to get a higher
that
kill
way.
count than Magnolia.
But you have another option here, which is that Delta Green has asked your entire team to come to a mall at 11 p.m. tomorrow night by themselves for a debriefing. So that's what we leave you with. Let us do a little bit more of at-home work. I'm going to turn the music back on. Hopefully it's not too loud. But we are going to go to Kearney Hospital, which is actually just about 3 blocks away from the Sam and Gina house. But it's where Agent Mayday was taken when she was recovering. Mayday,
Yes.
has Mayday been in the hospital before? Like a hospital as a patient?
Probably once for like a broken finger. Nothing really
Sure.
severe, I don't think.
Right. I think that what she remembers of that experience and what she still carries with her is that getting out of the hospital is a real hassle. Like to like, you have to sign this, you have to wait for this person to come back, and you have to sign another thing, and and like you have to get approval from the doctors. But for some reason, your exit from this hospital is smooth as butter. Like, you keep on looking at the door expecting local police to come through to question you about this fire. They never do. And when the doctors come around, they say, okay, you're all set to go. And they just hand you one thing to sign, give you your stuff is under the bed, and you're dismissed. It just is surprisingly efficient, almost as if someone called in some favors and covered up your involvement and sped it up.
Interesting. Wonder who that could be.
Yeah, but when you get your stuff back, you also have some messages on your phone.
Okay.
I'll tell you what the first one is. The first one is your brother, Adam. And Adam is calling from O'Hare Airport, and he goes, "Oh, hey, Thelma. I'm getting on my plane. I just wanted to. I had a really weird experience. I was going through security, and they pulled me out, and they had me confused with somebody else. Something about like drugs or something like that. It was wild. And then I was in there for maybe like 5-10 minutes, and I'm like, shit, pardon, sorry. I was like, shoot, I'm gonna miss my flight. And then like through the door come like 3 people in real fancy suits. Said they were lawyers, and I don't know who called them. I thought it was you maybe, but anyways, they got it all cleared up. So now I'm getting on the plane. I'm headed to Los Angeles. Yeah, I'll call you when I land. And that is the end of that. And then you have another voicemail. Colin, would you like to tell Mayday what this voicemail says? I know Colin's out there somewhere.
Alan's right here.
There. Oh, that's Magnolia.
That's just heavy breathing,
God, that's creepy.
which is the first thing that you hear for about 90 seconds of just heavy breathing.
This is very creepy.
That's the idea, Justin. Just play along.
And this
okay?
isn't Magnolia. This is like evil Mr. Rogers.
This is somewhere between me and Magnolia and Mr. Rogers. Just let it happen now, okay? Okay. So here's what you hear there, Mayday. You hear the following. Mayday. 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 See, it's funny because I told you to call Mayday if you were in trouble. But now I'm calling Mayday. So, Sam and Gina's dead. She tried to get me. She did a real good job. Drugged me up, put some rag in my face, chloroform or some shit. I don't. She didn't know I'm built to tougher stuff, I guess. So, yeah, put a few bullets in her. She ain't moving anymore. I just threw her body in the back of the car now, and, well, she had some kind of helper with her, too. I don't know who that was. He's dead as well. So that's, let's see, 97, 98. Yeah, okay. Well, so I'm on my way to get 99 now. It's Dallin. It's definitely Dallin. So I got a bullet with his name on it. And I'm on my way to the Dorchester. You might want to get the rest of the party to meet me there. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's pretty clear to me he's got to die. So, yeah, that's where things stand right now. I suppose I'm calling because I could use some backup. Sure would be helpful. You got that big old gun. That would be great if you could come along with that big old gun. If not, I can handle on my own. I just don't know what. Based on the fight with Sam and Gina, who knows what I'm up against, what Dallin's going to transform into a flying lion or griffin thing, or I don't know. Either way, he's going to die. So I'm going to go kill him now. And if y'all want to come along, I sure would appreciate that. Let's see. We got 2 corpses in the trunk. I'm going to park it out front. So you're going to want to look for the red Ford.
Focus. It's the focus.
All right. So let me just count my bullets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Everybody's in the car. So come on, let's ride. And he hangs up. And I'll take that hero point for a Mambo number 5 reference now, please.
Fantastic. Please take it. You have it.
Thank you.
So 2 voicemails. One, your brother tried to get was almost held up at the airport, but a team of lawyers unexpectedly sprung him, and he's on his way to Los Angeles. And then Magnolia calls saying that he basically killed Sam and Gina and her assistant, who abducted him, and is now going to the Dorchester house and has a request for you and the team to meet him there.
After the message from Magnolia, she sits there for a second. She stares at her phone and she's like, "Oh, you leaving a voicemail I would have yelled at you for things for on there. Tried to stop you and talk you out of this." And then she's gonna it's gonna be the quickest discharge you've ever seen. Not only just, if they're trying to wheel her out of there or anything like that, she's just gone.
Right. So you grab all your stuff. Mayday gets all her things together. She's still got the clear plastic bag that inexplicably has the briefcase inside it,
which they haven't opened.
Which they haven't opened, thanks to whatever Maple did. And so you grab all your stuff. And where do you go? Do you go back to the hotel? Do you go? Do you call the others?
I don't have a car right now, do I?
No, but you have your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And there is 1 car left for the team, and that is Maple's.
Is my car okay?
Oh yeah, you have
my
a car.
Car was hacked, right?
Your car, was it left with you, or did Sam take it?
It was hacked by Margin to get sure. Maltese and Margin.
That's right. They have your car. Yep. Yes. They have it back at the hotel, probably.
I am going to make a frantic phone call to who's more likely to pick up their phone. I feel like I'm going to call Maltese just
Okay.
because if Margin is doing some tech stuff and if both of them are just like, I don't know. I'm going to call Maltese and just frantically say, Magnolia is about to do something really stupid.
Who is this?
Just get down to the Dorchester house, please. Get everybody involved. We're looking for a red Ford Focus with
Yeah, I know we're looking for the red Ford Focus. That's what Sam and Gina took Maltese in. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, no. Wait, sorry.
Oh, then I know exactly where it is.
Stupid. Who are you?
The President of the United States. What do you mean? Come on, seriously.
Wait,
Don't
hey,
you have
Turk.
to say it out loud?
Turk, can I get a hint from Maltese here, please?
Sure, yeah. He's just bad at voices.
Yeah, I get you. Let's have a hint then.
Maltese, where is he? There's my golden boy. All right, cool. Human. Oh, let's put history. That's not good. All right. 75.
Yeah, the president's calling you.
Sir, you sound a lot more feminine on the phone. I'm so sorry.
That's Barack Obama. Barack Obama's calling you in 2015.
Yeah,
that's what you hear. The dulcet tones of Barack Hussein Obama II.
Okay,
Barack
yeah.
Obama calls you and tells you where to go.
I'm just gonna go. All right, yeah, fine, whatever.
Agent Maltese, let me be clear.
Agent Maltese.
You gotta stop Agent Magnolia from doing something real stupid.
Oh no, wait, it's Mayday.
Oh, Mayday, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, Bernard, stupid. Anyway, yeah, do you need a pickup? Are you still, in a bed?
I feel like she's frantically just walking down the street with no idea of which direction the Dorchester house is from where she is, and then she'll kind of sit there for a moment and be like, "Yeah, that'd probably be nice."
There is this shot of Mayday with the clear plastic bag. For some reason, she still has it, and that has all her stuff in it. And this is a busy urban area, and she's pacing around, just goes one way for a little bit and then turns around and goes back the other, trying to call on the phone. And it's pretty chaotic.
Look, escaped hospital,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, she'll kind of look nearby to see if there's a bench to sit on or anything like that. And I think
there's
she's
a fence you can lean against.
Okay. Yeah, I lean against the fence. I put one leg up against, my foot up against the fence, so I can kind of balance my briefcase on my leg.
Yeah.
And try to take it out of the plastic, really discreetly open it, look to make sure nothing has been messed with in there.
What were the contents of the briefcase, so we all know?
Absolutely
the gun was in
scattered
there.
papers and a bed. Or and a gun.
And a gun. What about the phone? The phone that Barbas gave you? The Star 616 phone? I don't remember. Okay,
yeah, I don't
maybe
think I had that.
All right, everything's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, including the papers, you think? Most of them, at least.
They're probably old term papers that I just never actually got rid of because the student did a really good job, and this is the one where the kid plagiarized. I need to still file the paperwork for that.
And speaking of childlike plagiarism, also is the handheld digital recorder from Henry Samagina, dictating how he murdered his father, and then his father dictated The King in Yellow to him to write out.
That's
all there.
That's one of those things where she kind of she sees that, she remembers listening to it, and that's one of those things she kind of pushes the papers on top of more to kind of just mentally get it out of her mind.
Okay. Yeah, everything is still there. Let's cut over to the hotel. Maltese, what do you do next?
I freak out a little bit I get out the door. I assume Margin is in her room. Did I drive Margin back, or did Margin
Yeah, you came
stay
back
too long to
together.
do spooky stuff? Okay. I waited outside for the spooky stuff because I'm a gentleman.
Appreciate
I like knock on the door. Margin, we're rolling to the Dorchester house. We gotta stop Magnolia.
Okay, I open up the door, and just say, "Stop Magnolia from what?"
No time to explain no creepy shit. Get in the car. 2 rules while I'm driving.
I grab my bag, and then I follow.
Get in the
Excellent.
car.
There are 2 rules. I'm writing this down for your stars and wishes later. There's 2 rules. No time for creepy shit. No time to explain. In Maltese's car, which is also a rental car under Mayday's name.
Yeah.
Do you guys go get Maple? Or yeah, did you get Maple?
I try to call Maple.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Maple's on her phone all night. She's got it right there.
Yeah. Who is it?
It's Maltese, but like I'm all good now. So it's not weird. We're heading to Dorchester House. Can you get there fast?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Magnolia's about to do something stupid. So,
Oh, he got found. All right. Oh God, my spine. Yep. I'm heading out.
okay.
See you there.
Fantastic. And so all of you, one by one, make your way over to the Dorchester house. The time you get there is like all of that probably took a few hours, and so we're saying like 4 p.m., 5 p.m., somewhere around there. And the sun is just starting to dip a little bit. But as all of you sort of convene, the 4 of you, outside that gate, you notice that the guard is still in the guardhouse, the guy who works the gate, who's always been sort of friendly and helpful. And inside, you see Esther Samagina's car, as it was described to you, a red Ford Focus. And the trunk is partially open.
With the body's back there. Oh, they're in the back seat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up and just. Hey, can we just head on through? We got.
Oh, hey, buddy!
How's it going?
Hey, you're
yeah,
back again. You're the cop guy.
yeah. We had a friend come through here.
Did you? Okay. Well, sure. I mean, you guys can come and go however you want, right?
Perfect.
It's the cops.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a good point. We are police officers, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Obviously, go Sox. Hold on. And he pushes the button, and the gate swings open, and you pull into the parking lot. Everyone's car is parking in there. I would guess so, right? So we have what, like 2 different cars there plus the Focus. Okay. You are in the parking lot of the Dorchester house, just as you remember it. It's got that front door, and there's that Ford Focus. What
Is
do you
there a
do?
spot open right next to the Ford Focus by any chance?
Roll me a luck check. We'll see. This feels like
I
a
was
luck
gonna say,
thing.
that seems like a really great
anything is luck.
way for us to. Oh nope.
No,
there's
there's not.
a spot.
No, it is parked tightly between 2 other cars.
Can we double park it?
I'm not stopping.
I'm not an asshole.
You're such an eldritch horror.
I'll find it as close a parking spot as I can. But
Okay. Yeah, you
I
find
will
one just a
stop
few
and
away.
find
It's not
some
far.
people to get out. You know, I'll do the thing where I'm gonna look for parking, everyone else get out, kind of thing.
While you're doing this and finding a parking spot, I need Maple to roll me. All I need is a D6 from you, Maple.
Oh, Maple.
Oh, we lost. We
Yeah,
lost, Maple audio.
Oh no! All right. Well, we'll do this in just a second. Jana, let me know when you're back. So you pull up to the parking lot. You park. You're a few cars down from the Focus. What's the plan?
I want to do that thing where like you see someone's trunk is open, so you kind of like go up and you try to like look around to see if maybe they're close, to see if like, oh gosh, like is this supposed to be open? Was someone just leaving it here for a second? And then kind of use that as an excuse to like peek in.
Right on.
Because the Ford Focus has like that slit, like it's the like the back window that I can like.
Yeah. Do you want to roll me like stealth to try and like come up professionally and sneakily and?
I can absolutely try.
Okay. You can also make me awareness if you want.
Let's see. Oh, alertness is much better.
Okay, do that then, because you're sort of searching. You're looking in the car.
Made it by 1%.
Excellent. You do a quick scan. The trunk is open just a little bit, almost like someone tried to close it and like a coat got caught in the latch or something like that. So it's just like partially up. And inside the car itself, like you're looking through the back hatch window, you don't see anyone inside. You don't see any movement. But as you're looking it over, you look at the trunk and you can see blood in the trunk. It's not spilling out, but
I was gonna say that. I was about to ask if it looked like it was like trailing
it's
out.
not
and
immediately
someone walked
obvious.
out?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the trunk's open. Any kid could walk by this psychiatric care facility and find it.
Yeah, because kids hang out in the
They do all the time. Yeah.
parking lot a lot.
A popular area for kids to play at. We're children. We're children.
Well, you decide what to do, Jana. You missed this. I need just roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
Okay.
A 1.
Your chain smoking is going to keep you from being exhausted for the next hour.
Okay.
Past that, you can chain smoke more to keep it going, but you'll start to lose willpower points.
Got it.
I feel like we're sending the wrong message to the kids, you know?
Listen.
Kids,
Hang out in the psychiatric facility.
Haven't we
smoking
already-
and uppers will keep you awake.
Listen, haven't we already
That's
learned
correct.
from Maple earlier with the acid thing that the answer is to do copious amounts of drugs?
Listen,
You
I
hear
can't
that, kids?
speak.
Do drugs, hang out in the parking lot of psychiatric facilities. That's
You
what
uppers, okay?
learn
There's a
nothing
difference.
from
Make sure
us.
they're uppers.
Oh my
Take
god.
uppers,
Okay.
yeah.
So, car, blood trunk. Inside car doesn't look like much.
Blood trunk.
No, there's no actual physical trace of the physical bodies. There's supposed to be 2 bodies.
You're not close enough to tell for sure, but it doesn't look like there are any shapes inside the trunk. You'd have to open it. She's a small woman, and you don't know who this other person is.
Ooh, I don't know. Honestly, part of me wants to see if Magnolia left the keys in the trunk or in the car.
The time for action is now, Mayday. Margin is there. Maple's there. Do you guys do anything? Maltese, do you tell her to do something?
Oh, I was gonna go right up to it.
Right on.
Yeah.
No hesitation, baby.
So you're just Mayday's like, okay, what am I supposed to do in this situation? She's had 0 police training.
I've also been in the hospital because of smoke inhalation, okay?
Yeah,
No, it's true.
she's
It's
not
true. You
used to
shouldn't
it.
be doing this.
Inhalation that
No,
Maple does,
no.
the bad kind.
Actually,
You should
Blame
not
you
be
at
doing
all.
this. I'm gonna do this.
yeah, Maple needs to talk to Mayday, actually.
Okay. Well, Mayday steps away while Margin goes to look in the trunk.
Mm-hmm. I do.
So, Margin, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a look into the trunk and see what's waiting for us there.
Okay. You open the trunk of Esther Samagina's red Ford Focus.
Mm-hmm.
And as you like sort of open it slowly, it is just like it's soaked with blood. You're guessing all the way down to the spare tire. But just to be sure, you grab like the corner of that little mat, and lift it up. And there's blood for sure that has soaked through. But on top of that, there is like an old cardboard box in that well, and it's all like smashed up. And it appears to be one of those like cardboard file boxes. You know, like you would keep paperwork in, or, you know, it's kind of got the two
Banker's box.
Yeah, a banker's box. And you look at that, and as you look at this smashed cardboard box stained with oil and blood, you see that there's writing on it. And the writing on the field says, evidence, comma, FBI White Plains, comma, right-A, 10 August 1995. And you realize that you've seen this box before, and that you've put things in this box before. Things like a ticket with Michael Whitwer's name on it, and a weird backpack radio. And this is one of the boxes from Abigail Wright's apartment that was used by Delta Green to collect evidence. So I'll need you to make me a sand check.
I succeeded. I got 8 out of 50.
Can't be shaken by a box.
No.
No, it is odd though.
Yes.
No sanity loss, but strange. Meanwhile, let's go Maple and Mayday here. Maple, what did you want to say to Mayday? Sorry, I'm saying it with the tone of like a kindergarten teacher. Maple, what did you want to say to Mayday?
Well, see, I want to give her a gold star for her being... No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, glad to see you're up and rocking.
Yeah, thanks. Guessing you might have had something to do with me having such a quick discharge?
Yeah, I pulled some favors and fudged some reports. Listen, I tried to get your brother detained.
And do you know that that didn't work?
No, I wasn't aware. I didn't have time to check up on that.
One of the voices was waiting for me when I got out.
Fucking lawyers.
He's about to work for a big law firm that apparently has a lot of pull.
Listen, I need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did you see, when you went to Sam and Gina's place, any weird signs? Like symbols?
I mean, there was a lot of weird stuff going on there. I mean, I think the bathroom was kind of weird.
Because what I'm talking about is something that would make the back of your head tingle. That prickly sensation you get when someone's staring at you and you don't know where from. That sort of thing.
Kind of hard. I get that feeling a lot in this job. Just a quick question as Lonnie. If I passed my sanity check, would I still be able to tell that was like a significant thing? So like I
think you would recognize it as something odd.
Okay.
It would not have the same power over you that it had over Magnolia.
Okay.
The urge to share it. You resisted its thrall, so it's like, I mean, yeah, there's like writing here, you know, there was those flyers, somebody wrote on the mirror. Like, it's just another weird thing.
Okay. So yeah, she'll like the bathroom was kind of weird, but the house went up in flames really fast after that. But Magnolia really wanted me to come see something in there. I think that was why I went up there. He started calling to me.
But after you saw it, you didn't want to share it, right? You didn't want to show it to somebody else.
It? Like what specifically?
Whatever symbol it was that you saw.
No, like I said, the house started catching fire really fast after that. I grabbed the tape recorder and
Okay, good. I need you to hear this. And then I'll
Okay.
play the recording for her.
Oh yeah, the voicemail. Elsie, we're gonna play this again. This voicemail from Agent. I've got it maxed out here on my end, so if we can turn it up just a little bit to make sure that chat can hear it, because it's significant. So she plays you this voicemail. So far enough away from Maltese and Margin.
Marianne, I know it's been a while, so I'll make this as brief as possible. Sorry in advance for being vague, but I'd like to play this one a little close to the chest given the circumstances. But I'll get to that in a second. I recently came into some information that may be helpful for your current operation. The Whitwer case. Heard a team in Boston was looking into him too. Wondered if it might be you. Well, it started us down a rabbit hole, that's for sure. We did some digging and came across a lady by the name of Ophelia Citri. Seems she's got her own little entry on Demon Web 101. I mean, impressive, but you can't really put that on your resume, huh? Anyways, that's some useful information, probably worth looking into on your end. But it's deeper than that. Citri slipped our newest agent a little note, and that didn't go well for anyone involved. It had some kind of strange symbol on it. I got away with not looking at it, but unsurprising to anyone who's worked a case or two before. It's bad news when you do. Delta Green's already had her committed, and from the sounds of it, they're taking it one step further. Picking off corrupted agents involved in the case. Really covering their asses good this time. That's why I'm really calling. Wanted to give you a heads up, Watch your backs. Give yourselves a chance to get out of this hole before you dig it any deeper. I picked up this burner and I'll keep it on for the next few weeks or so. Call and leave a message if you need anything else. I'll get back to you when I can. Good luck.
And that's where it ends.
she's gonna look really focused and then just Agent. I haven't heard her voice in a while.
All right, you're with ACEL.
Yeah. She talked me down the first time that I got really scared when we had to kill somebody in the field, but I'm sorry, did she say that Delta Green would kill somebody if they've seen that symbol?
Maple's gonna put her hand on your arm and be like, listen, I need you to leave. I need you to go. Don't stick around for this any longer.
Where am I supposed to go?
Go home.
I
didn't have time. Okay, yesterday was it was so much stuff that I had to do, and there's so many things happening, and you getting hurt and everything. I didn't have time to talk to you all, to warn you about Operation Alice. Okay, what was happening. All right, this sign thing, it spreads like a disease. All right, and Delta Green is clearly cutting it out. And the reason why I had to ask you these questions right now is because, and she'll look over at Margin and, Maltese. They're compromised. The other three.
And she looks at the people that she literally just called to help save her.
And Margin and Maltese are just standing there.
Oh, I'm
talking.
walking in. I'm sorry. I'm walking in. I got
Okay.
I got what looks like. baseball bag on my back.
Maltese seems, and this is worth reminding everyone, Maltese seems aware of the urgency of the situation here. Which is, we need to stop Magnolia before he does something wrong, or help him if he's doing the right thing. Oh, Colin, you're muted, bud. What was that? Nope.
That was actually a case of wanting it to come up on the captions and not actually disrupt anything.
Oh,
that was me saying, I'm going to kill a guy.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you got to re-kill some people, potentially.
So Maltese is headed for the door. Margin, are you going to follow, or are you going to wait for the others?
I think I'm following, but I do think I'm gonna turn and look at them and just say, "Are you coming?"
I'm a little slow and she's a little hurt. Go first.
You got it.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna turn and go.
So this seems like it seems like a crucial sort of turning point moment here. I mean, Mayday, you can leave.
I don't think Mayday would leave right now. I think she still knows that there's like things that are happening that, like, walking away from a potential murder just happening in the building doesn't seem like it makes sense to her. If she does actually consider leaving at any point, it would be like, she thinks it's just gonna be like an in and out, like, we're gonna go get Magnolia, we're gonna talk him down,
Cover our tracks.
In time, you know, it was like the first thing she did. She jumped into action right after getting out of the hospital. Like, she's hoping it can just be.
She's not at her strongest anyway. She would stay in the background. Yeah.
So,
how does she handle that?
I think she, like, mentally, or like telling Maple.
Yeah. And what does she do? Like, does she say, "Not without my Magnolia," or?
That seems like I mean, he literally saved me from a burning fire. So, she'd probably look at Maple and be like, "If you think that's best, I'll think about it. But in this exact moment, I was in that burning fire, and Magnolia tried to put himself in the way of me getting any of the harm. I can't just walk away from this right now."
I mean,
Think about it, but
listen, you're an adult.
Okay right now.
Listen, you're an adult. I'm an old lady. I'm not gonna like hobble you and make you go elsewhere. As basically the last one standing, it was at least in my duty that I gave you a chance, okay, to back out of this when you could. All right? So, all I can tell you right now, the best I can give you is, if one of them tries to make you look at something, don't fucking do it. And especially Agent Margin, because she's lying about who she is. So whatever she wants to do, whatever little freaky weird shit she wants, don't do it. And Maple will start heading in.
Mayday's gonna stand there for a few extra seconds, just absorbing everything you've said, and like more quietly than if she was she's gonna say it kind of in more of like a distracted voice and hoping you hear, but she's gonna say, "Maple," and it's up to you if you want to turn around or not.
You will. Yeah.
Does that mean that I'm corrupted too?
No, I think you're safe at the moment. Or at least as safe as one can be in this situation. That's why I asked you the questions. But then again, I don't know how safe I am either.
And so we have this wide shot of Margin and Maltese on the front stoop of the Dorchester house. It's like a helicopter pan out, you know what I mean? And then halfway between them and Mayday, Maple just sort of hobbles, you know, like shuffles her way toward the front. And Mayday stands there for a moment, and then follows?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it
You all
whacking
approach-
time?
That's a great question. Turk, is it whacking time?
Yeah, it's been whacking time for a while.
Oh, good.
And
So
deliver
here-
that Sunday sauce.
Time for some
tell you- well,
Sunday
it's
sauce.
It's Friday in game. You have 2 more days until Sunday sauce. But the team enters the Dorchester building just as the sun goes down, and you find it pretty much as you left it. There is the front door is unlocked, which is fun. So like it's just like kind of like one of those things where you know it automatically locks, but somebody didn't close it all the way, so you can just open it, head on in, and you find that welcome area where Gail Houston, the orderly, sits. She's not there. Apparently, she's gone for the day. There's nobody manning that front desk. And as you cross that threshold and enter the building, it is quiet, but a little unsettling in its quietness. The last time you were here, there was lots of movement and, people who worked there milling about here and there. Here on the first floor, patients can wander wherever they like. And you would see them crossing back and forth behind the front desk. And you don't see anyone. You know that Dallon's office is on the 3rd floor. It's probably where Magnolia would go.
Yeah, heading there immediately.
Mm-hmm. I follow.
I gotta say, every single horror movie's told me not to do this. You should hold on in.
I think that's just the tagline of Delta Green. If you've ever been told not to do this in a horror game, you're probably gonna do it.
I mean, push the button, So you all enter. Here on the first floor, you sort of take a casual yet professional look up and down the hall, and you don't see anyone. All the doors are closed. All the patient rooms are closed, but you don't see any staff. What are you thinking here? Like, what would draw them all away?
I'd like to check a. Sorry, go for it.
I was just thinking out loud. Someone holding everyone hostage?
3 floors worth of people?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I'd like to check a
Big ol'
patient's room. See if any patients are actually in these rooms.
Yeah.
These rooms are the doors are hardly ever closed, but they are now. And as you do you go to the men's wing or the women's wing of the first floor? Or the new non-binary wing, which I just invented?
The new non-binary wing.
Okay. Yeah, you head down the new non-binary wing of the Dorchester house.
You can't say you
And
didn't ask
like-
for that.
Each door has a little window on it, for safety and security. So you can stop and you look inside a few, and you see people in the beds there, just sort of like asleep or reading a book or something along those lines. You do notice that that through these rooms you can see outside through those wire mesh enforced windows that they have. And it got dark really fast. And so it's very shadowed in this place as a whole. And it's starting to mess with your senses just a little bit. As you look in one room, there's a patient asleep, seemingly. As you go to the next room, there is a patient sitting in a chair, like just reading a book. It's called Night Sea, is the name of the book. It seems like, I think it's a science fiction book, something like that. Go to the next one, and this one, it lines up like the patient rooms do. This one doesn't have a window in it, so you can't really see in.
Okay.
There's people here, just chilling. What about the rest of you?
I want to make a stupid comment.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to say.
I always welcome those.
I want to say out loud. Well, at least we don't hear gunshots, and then mentally in my head be like,
That'd be the moment.
"Silencer."
Oh, that's true. It's the silencer. Yeah.
Not really how silencers work. They do, but
I mean, if you were on the third
Well,
floor,
yeah, I was gonna
and
say
you
we're
had a
floors down.
silencer, we probably wouldn't hear that.
I was saying the way they show it in movies, it doesn't sound fucking anything like that at all. It's actually
Noted.
It's still
It's
pretty
much
loud.
louder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're guessing third floor. What do you do from here?
Should we divide and conquer? Should we try to search him out?
Well, as soon as you find anyone, I'm heading up.
Okay. So you've got your bag, Maltese. Head up
Yeah.
the stairs. Who's going with Maltese here?
I'll go. I
Okay.
know
Be
that,
careful of this
like-
guy. He's compromised.
Well, I'm going
I'm
the
just the voice in your
opposite
head.
direction of Maltese. So
Okay.
I'm avoiding that one.
So you're all suspicious of each other,
I'm gonna
and
try to see if I can grab Maple to come upstairs with
I'll come with.
Maltese and I.
okay. What about Margin then? Because Margin's kind of the odd duck out now. Do you go with them, or do you look around the first floor a little more?
we're on the first floor.
Okay. Let's start with the crew going upstairs. You get to the second floor, Club Med, medium security. And as you get to that floor, you can look into the main area, and you do see staff. You see orderlies and nurses going back and forth. You see a number of patients sort of milling about here in the Dorchester House sort of pajamas, the elastic pants and shirt, scrubs. Do you keep going up or do you stop? What do you do?
I think we should keep
Say it
going
was
up.
Again?
Pardon?
What time did you say it was again?
It's currently like 6 something. Just about the time the sun should be going down, but it feels like night.
After dinner? That's after dinner time for them, right? Because the first floor has like the
Yeah,
cafeteria.
it would be just after that after dinner time where they would all go back for a lockdown inside their rooms.
Okay. Because I was like, that's weird that second floor has more people than the first floor, even though first floor has like free reign wherever they want to go.
Second floor, you remember, is the most populated floor just because it's the middle one, and the first floor is mostly for people who are just about to get out and can be trusted. But it looks like, just from a brief glance, just passing, people are going back to their rooms. None of the orderlies or nurses stop to give you any attention. But you can certainly talk with them, or you can keep going up, or you can do something else.
I'd stop and check. Like, have you seen one of our fellow officers here? I don't remember what Maltese's name was off the top of my head.
Flash your fake badge with
What?
Magnolia's Levesque. Maltese is something else. He flashes the
Well, I
badge.
know what my name is.
Sure.
But I was wondering about. Have you seen Officer Levesque anywhere around here?
And you say this to like an orderly who is standing by the door on the second floor, and he goes, "What?"
Officer Levesque. He's in the building.
He sort of like pauses and thinks for a moment. He goes, "Yeah, I don't know who that is," and he walks away.
What? We've been running investigation here for about your missing patients. You don't know who the Officer Levesque is?
He's already down the hall. If you want to follow, you can ask that.
I'm walking and talking. Yeah, absolutely. Following after this
Yeah.
guy.
Is it somebody that I recognize? Because we
No.
didn't really spend that much time on the second floor as much.
You
as we
didn't, but no, you don't recognize him. Make me, is it alertness? Alertness. Roll either alertness or search if you're going to look for somebody that you know.
Ooh, I'm gonna do search.
Yeah, go for it. How'd you do?
38 out of 60.
Excellent. You're good at searching.
Thanks.
Nice. Yeah, you're so good at searching, you realize that you don't see any of the staff you remember. You don't see Orderly Richard Bryce or what's his face or Ulrike Vors or Gail Houston. You don't see any of them. And then you're looking at the patients, and for a little while, you don't see any patients that you recognize either. Although, you didn't meet all of them. And then you do see a patient, finally. It is Chloris. And Chloris was the patient who was sure that she could hear people through electronic devices and told you to call back. I'm sorry. You're right. That's Dorothy. Chloris is someone else. That's a different one. You're right. Dorothy. Sorry. Dorothy Yale. You see Dorothy. And she was the person who was screaming after you gotten those texts from your brother 2 days ago.
Scared me. I did not like her.
But she seems completely calm right now. She is sort of hanging out in the hallway, looking around, standing by herself at the moment.
My phone's not buzzing or anything right now, so.
You sense, you do pocket sense, that we all do, and you don't feel any buzzing in your pockets.
Not even phantom vibrations, not actually getting a phone call, but.
Maybe phantom vibrations, but you feel okay, all right, set.
I think I give a look to Maple.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of almost like a questioning look, and then I also look to Maltese and just kind of do a little tight shake of the head, kind of to signify I don't know who that is.
Maple, you see her. She also yelled at you, Maple. That startled you too. You recognize her. You recognize Dorothy.
Aside to those two, be like, most of these people I don't think I saw last time, excluding her.
Don't know what that's about. Look, we got fan out. Anyone got a hold of the margin?
You don't.
She went her own way. She went her own way downstairs.
All right, fine.
In fact, let's check on her real quick. Margin, you are going around the non-binary wing of the Dorchester house. And as you get down to one end, you see the corner turn and go down toward where all the rooms are.
Mm-hmm.
And this hallway is really long. It's long. It's weirdly long. And unlike the other wings, this one has windows all along the side, looking outside, and it's night. It's deep darkness out there. You stop at one of the windows and you're looking out, and I'll need a check from you. I'll need oh gosh, would it be search? Maybe alertness. What's your alertness score? What's your skill level?
My alertness score is now up to 30.
Okay, with a 30, I need you to roll.
Okay.
You see sort of night outside. You remember that this place, you succeed anyway. Mm-hmm. You remember that the building sort of opened onto a dog park, right next door. You remember seeing that from Dallin's office. And you don't really see the dog park from this angle. Maybe you're on the other side of the building, but there are these buildings, like a skyline in the distance. And it takes you a moment before you see that the lights of these buildings are strange, because they're not consistent electric lighting. They're flickering and dim. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, you don't hear it, but off in the distance you see this bloom of bright light, and then whoosh, another, almost as if there are artillery shells exploding in a war zone and lighting up the sky.
Oh.
With that alertness roll, the other thing that you notice is that the buildings that are cast into shadow by these lights are strange in their construction. They have tall towers, some of them with parts blown away, and at the tops there are these bulbs, almost like you would see in the Kremlin or something of that part of the world.
Interesting.
And it is not Boston.
No.
So I'll need a sand check for the unnatural.
Mm-hmm. I failed.
Okay. Just take one sanity loss there for the strangeness of this.
Mm-hmm.
But as you sort of like turn away and turn around, there's something you didn't notice before. Right in the middle of this hallway. First of all, we'll just skip past the part that last time you were here, there wasn't a non-binary wing, and now there is.
Yeah.
But here in the middle of the non-binary wing, there's like a display case, and there's one and another, like you would see in a museum. And each one has a multi-level display of masks.
All right.
One of them is like just covering the eyes, like a sort of a masquerade mask, but it's very elaborate. And one of them is like almost like it's made out of metal. It's so shiny. One of them, in that same case, is the smoothest fucking mask you've ever seen.
Oh.
It's so smooth. Let's go back to the others. You guys are on the second floor. Maltese, you're chasing down this orderly, or
Wait,
are we talking to Dorothy?
really quick, I do want to just remind you super quick, just because I got confirmation in chat. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
My breaking point, I am at sanity 49. My breaking point
Okay.
is 50C.
You are below your breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. It does not seem to affect you.
Oh, that's not good.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh no.
It does not seem to affect you.
Oh
Doesn't
boy.
doesn't acquire a new mental disorder, unlike the rest of us?
I think
Well, all
You
You're
already maxed
that
out
Martin
on
knows is she doesn't have one.
I was gonna say you're making it sound like Margin isn't already like a mental disorder walking around this place.
Maybe Liv has
okay.
chosen her own mental disorder. But yeah, I mean, if you were aware of such a thing, doesn't seem to be taking root. What's going on floor 2?
I'm trying to get to floor 3, I think. At this point.
You're going
because-
back to the stairs. You're going back up.
Yeah, go up the stairs.
Do you guys talk to Dorothy at all? Or you keep on moving.
I don't think anyone wants to talk to Dorothy. Fuck her and her little dog too.
Okay.
Poor Toto. What did he have to do with this?
Komodo's a bastard.
You get up
Toto's
to
got
the
rabies.
you get up to the third floor, and as you're getting there, imagine there's a little bit of tension. You can sort of expect the worst here. You're like, okay, we don't know what's going on. We're coming in blind to this. You know that Dallin's office is straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get there, it is as you remember it. There's a sort of a group area up and down the middle of this wing, and you know that the security office and Dallin's office is further down the middle wing. You see some patients here and there. You see some nurses and orderlies milling about.
So I feel like we spent the most time on the third floor.
True.
Anyone we recognize?
Roll me another alertness.
Okay.
You know what? You're so good at search. Roll search.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
If
do
that's
that.
better. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm gonna fail, but can I give it a try?
Sure.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to scan the people here for a familiar face can do so. It's an
No.
86. Which,
86 out of 25.
yeah. Yeah, you don't notice anyone familiar. In fact, I'm going to make it worse just because we have a house rule about 86s, which...
Oh,
is just
right.
bad. You don't recognize any of the staff, but one of them is looking at you. Down the hall is a mountain of a man. This guy makes Magnolia look like a child. He is 7 feet tall. He has a face that looks like it's been through a lot. His head is closely shaved, so it's just stubble, and his nose sticks off in one direction. He's in an orderly uniform, but he's staring at you, and on his waist, hanging off of a little loop, is a Louisville Slugger baseball bat.
He's wearing it like a sword. I love it.
Yeah, Corey.
I looking at this dude. Is he like between us and the office?
He is just off to the side toward one of the wings, about 30 feet away.
All right. I motion to us. We should get to the office now. Just check on him. Even if shit's fucked, gotta get to that office.
Yeah, sure. I'm kind of
King Kong over there. All right.
Kind of gripping onto Mayday's like sleeve a bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's
proceed forward. And as you head in that direction, that guy watches you. And when he sees you going that way, he goes, Hey!
Hey, yourself!
Where do you think you're going?
The head doctor's office. It's police business.
No. I don't think so. Doctor's not seeing anybody.
Oh, I think the doctor will see us. I flash my badge.
He looks past your badge and takes the belt from the bat from off the loop on his belt. And takes like one step forward closer to you. And he says, You should be in your rooms.
My rooms? I'm sorry, do you know who you're talking to? No one's blocking your eye?
When you realize that you thought you were showing him your badge. You don't have your badge in your hand. So you like go back to your, like, you look for the lanyard, right? For the pass or whatever, and it's not hanging around your neck. It's just your patient scrubs that you wear.
Pardon?
What do the rest of you do?
Do I still have my bag?
Open my briefcase.
Yeah, that clear plastic bag that you had, you must have set it down. Because it's not here.
Do I still have my baseball bag?
No.
My baby.
And that's Mayday. That's when you realize that, oh, you weren't feeling any vibrations from the phone. You're not allowed to have a phone up here. And that thought pokes at your mind a little bit. And then there's this other, like, there's still this part of you that pushes back against it, you know? But no, you don't have your phone. And you pat up and down the pockets of your patient scrubs, and they're all empty.
I went from a hospital gown to patient scrubs. I don't even know what to do. I was gonna say I was gonna look around for something, but the third floor probably has absolutely nothing that anybody can use to protect themselves. Like
You
hard.
look around. Make me another search check.
Oh, jeez. I was thinking Call of Cthulhu for a second. I was like, I'll sub that you, Doug.
No. We do have some hero points, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we just got one. Oh, for certain.
But as you sort of scan and look around, you don't see any weaponry or anything that you could use to defend yourself.
Do I still have my cigarettes?
You have one cigarette in your hand because you are allowed to have cigarettes.
Does that mean I have my lighter?
I had
Do you
another
search
option.
your pockets? Nope.
I got an option.
You are standing there with your cigarette, and this big orderly looks at you and goes, "You need a light."
I do, actually.
He walks up, takes out a lighter,
Dude,
While
which makes sense because this orderly is the one who's allowed to light patients' cigarettes, and you remember that.
This
As
is
he
the time
lights
for you
your
two to
cigarette,
battle.
he lights your cigarette and he says, "There you go, Marianne."
While
Thanks, big guy.
he's leaned over, lighting the cigarette, can I kick him in the balls?
Yeah, sure.
I gotta.
You want to come up behind this?
He's gonna walk past me, and I'm just gonna I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna hit him with that Ric Flair underarm right across.
Fantastic.
I was hoping you guys were gonna run. Never mind. Kick him and run.
I'm gonna get him down.
Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this like combat, and so he is going to he's going to try to dodge, I suppose.
25 success. Oh, it's the one.
25 under 60. And as everyone, this is a contested roll. So if he rolls higher than 25 but still succeeds, he is the winner
blackjack
here.
rules. This is the only time I wish I didn't roll
His
so well.
dodges. Here it comes. That's a 6. So you wind up and you swing a kick right to his groin. And he sort of his knees buckle a little bit, and he gets down. He crouches over, and you hear him growl.
I just want to kind of use that momentum of I obviously have the momentum pushing forward to kick him. I just want to reverse that by pushing off of him, hopefully maybe pushing him down. Be we're getting the fuck out of here to the doctor's office.
Do me another. Well, you know what? I'll include that. You can just push him. You just push him over, and you want to head to Dallin's office, so you run that way.
Yeah.
Okay. As you run off, you hear him say, "Hey, get back here!" And as you round that corner down that center section, you hear multiple footsteps behind you as more orderlies come in your direction. But you start moving that way. You get through the common area, down into the main hallway, toward Dr. Dallin's office. And when you get through the door to where his office area is, he's got a little lobby off to your left. Standing there is a man. It's very slight. He is everything that other guy was not. He is how tall is he? He looks to be in his mid-50s. He's about 5'5". He has this pointed gray beard and glasses, and he is dressed in the clothing of a doctor. And he is holding a clipboard, and he emerges from Dr. Dallin's office and closes the door behind him. And he says, "Oh, Tommy, what's the problem?"
Who the fuck are you? Where's Dr. Dallin?
Oh. Come now, Tommy. You know me. You know me. I'm Dr. Friend.
Oh, that's a stupid fucking name to name yourself if you're a doctor.
And
That's a dumb fucking name.
At that moment, like, this giant orderly and 5 others come through the door behind you. And he says, now, Ed, it's fine. Tommy was just getting excited. Marianne, are you all right? Thelma, are you all right?
I could be better.
That's not too far off of a good sentiment. We could all be better, couldn't we?
You know what would make me feel better? Like really get my heart stopping his palpitations? Is if I could talk to Dr. Dallin for a little bit. He always knows how to calm me down.
Oh, yes, Dr. Dallin. We've talked about him before. And he's the doctor here, right?
Well, sorry, sometimes it just escapes me, Dr. Friend. I mean you. Could we go to your office and maybe talk?
Well, we will have plenty of time to talk during group in a little while, but for now,
No, I need it.
down. And
No,
Mr.
I need
Ed,
it.
would
I
you
need
mind
right
if
now.
all of you are grabbed from behind, and you feel a heavily scented piece of cloth cover your mouths? And
I'd like to try something, though.
Does it smell like the walls that I
swims.
sniffed last season? Last session?
No,
Okay.
it smells like chloroform.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you
If
want
I
to try?
could, I still have a lit cigarette. Could I just casually burn the person who's trying to do this to me?
I will let you do that free of charge as you go down.
You're gonna try to light the chloroform.
I think,
Okay,
Marianne,
good. That might be a bad
have-
idea.
You have the fewest numbers of orderlies on you. Because you're a little old lady. And, but you get one of them good in the arm, and you hear him squeal just as everything goes to black. We're swimming in the blackness. And each of you are dreaming in these memories that you have that are important to you, but they're not as you remember them. You all think back to these turning points in your life. We see Mayday, Thelma and Sam coming home from the awards ceremony, and Sam going off to use the bathroom, and Thelma goes in her office. But instead of writing emails and continuing to look for your friend who you lost those years ago, you sit down and write an email, but now you remember what the words say. They say, "The king has come. The king has come. The king has come. The king has come," over and over. And you send it to this recipient list that's hundreds of names long. And you press send. And then you look at this stack of mail on the desk next to you, and there is the congratulations letter for Sam, an invitation to the awards ceremony, and you light it on fire, and you put it down onto the desk and watch it go up in smoke. And you vaguely remember Sam yelling, running behind you. Maple, we see you and your ex-lover, Gloria. A long time ago, back when you once remembered Gloria you were so bad to her. And eventually, it ended. But now you remember the things that you did. And it wasn't just bad. You gaslit her. You were cruel to her. You stole from her. And eventually, she talked to your partner Agent Marzipan. And the two of them together with Delta Green had you sent here, the Dorchester house, to try and negate some of that trauma that you'd accrued over so many years of service. Maltese, you're surrounded by the boys. You're all together for Sunday sauce. But as a call pulls back, you're in line in the cafeteria of the Dorchester house, yelling, "Where's my Sunday sauce?" And the boys, just as we remember them, Tommy and Joey and Frankie and Billy and Bobby, are orderlies who wrap their arms around you, trying to sedate you and pull you away from the kitchen. Magnolia, wherever you are, we see Magnolia being bargained for by the government and sent home after being in a POW camp. And you're debriefed, and when you bring someone home from being a prisoner of war, there's a long process of deprogramming and interviews and all this stuff just in case. But whenever they would ask you questions about what happened to your partner, you would just give them name, rank, and serial number. Name, rank, and serial number. And that's all you say to your commanding officers. When Delta Green tries to get involved, that's all you say to Delta Green. And so they take you away. We see a scene where Maltese and Magnolia, in patient scrubs, are standing around as a man who looks like Agent Maury is yelling at an older patient at the Dorchester house, and finally dives at her, screaming, "No mask! No mask!" and trying to rip the skin from her face. And you watch as the orderlies, led by Mr. Ed, that big, hulking mountain of a man, take him, pull him away, and beat him to a pulp. And now you remember that it wasn't some magic spell that made his face swell up. It wasn't his spine being ripped out. It was Mr. Ed and his baseball bat with a lead core. Who killed Maury? If that was his name. And Margin. It's 1995. You've just left a bookstore in Manhattan, and you're running. As Micro runs through the streets of New York, what does she do? What are the next 20 years like for her?
Micro runs and hides. And she is very quiet. She loses her job at the DEA because, you have to show up for work. But she finds respite by staying with her grandmother. She spends a couple of years truly as a shut-in. And I think the only thing that gets her out of that eventually is the fact that somebody has to take care of her niece now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So she comes out of that stupor and they survive as long as they can, but it's not enough. She's in no condition to work. She's a shattered person. She's a shattered woman. And it's hard for this little girl because she doesn't really understand what's going on, but she knows that her Auntie Leanne is not the same. And then, a few years later, after living in the shadows, she wakes up one day, or at least she thinks she wakes up one day, And in front of her, on this computer, this old beat up computer that she knows she should probably update. Like, she's aware that the world is moving around her, but she can't keep up. It's just pages, hundreds and hundreds of pages that no one else could have written. Nobody else comes into the house except for her and her niece, and her niece is at school most of the days, so that's weird. She reads it, and it's a story. It's kind of one of those stories, you know, at this point, her niece is like middle school age, and so this kind of sounds like one of the stories that she would have liked. And it's good. Leanne's never been a writer before, but this is goddamn good, let me tell you. Fascinating. It's the kind of book that makes you want to keep turning page after page after page. The kind that you can't look away. And as she's reading this story back to herself, this story that she probably wrote, there's this part of her that's just thinking, everybody's got to read this. And luckily, the, you know, she's always heard that getting published is like hard. But maybe this is just one of those moments.
You know, I think it's all in who you know.
All in who you know. So the book gets out, and it's a hit. And that really, really turns her life around. She, of course, writes under a pseudonym. She, of course, writes under, you know, a pen name. She's able to take care of her niece, get her through high school and college and all of that. And, you know, life is really turning around. They moved to New York. It's a blast. And as time goes on, she gets deeper into her past, trying to find the answer because the books keep coming. And while she knows she shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth, like, there's a part of her that knows that's odd, and knows that's weird. And there's a voice, a very, very familiar voice, a voice that she hasn't heard in years, but would never, ever leave her, saying, "Keep digging, Leanne." And she knows that there's still people out there. She just has to find them. Or make sure that they can find her.
Yeah. And for a while, maybe you were convinced that, you know, these books were making a difference. Getting out there, right?
Yeah.
But now, of course, that seems silly. Delta Green, of all organizations, wouldn't let these books be published. They would stop them before they even started. But just in case, you do have those books here in your room at the Dorchester House.
Oh, good.
You wrote them out by hand.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you share it whenever you can. And every once in a while, when Dr. Friend asks, you'll give him a copy. So he seems to love them. Very interested in the storyline, very heavily invested. Even one of the other patients here in the women's wing of the third floor, this woman whose name is Elena, starts to like fancy herself as your assistant and like follows you around and like says things that assistants would say, like, "I'll water your plants for you and I'll feed your cats," you know. I mean, you don't have plants. It's, you know, nothing like that. But still, it makes you feel important, you know, like you're making a difference, like you're helping other people to know
The truth.
the truth,
Yeah.
which is that the world is the play and the play is the world.
Of course.
And eventually you make contact with all these other patients. This guy named Bradley and this woman named Marianne, this guy named Tommy, and this woman named Thelma, and then you all had been agents in Delta Green. And so now you're going to be agents again, and you're here to investigate a mystery.
Yes.
That there's other missing patients. Of course, they're not real. Those patients never existed. But you get to like be agents again, and you got called back into action, and you're going to make a difference.
Yeah.
We move forward in time. You don't know how long, because when all 5 of you wake up, you are in your rooms. Thelma, Bradley, Tommy, and Marianne, you're all restrained. The restraints are on. Leanne, you've earned the trust here. That means you don't need to be restrained in your room. So you are free to sit there as you will. But as we zoom into the eyes of Magnolia opening in his bed, we flash back to the night of the fire at Esther Samagina's house, as one might remember it, where Magnolia stumbles to his feet after stabilizing Mayday and picks her up like Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard, and carries her to Maltese's truck and gets behind the wheel. And as his senses swim, what's he thinking, Colin? Like, what's his plan on that night?
There wasn't much of a plan that night. It was, excuse me. There wasn't anything resembling a plan. It was just get as far away as possible, as quickly as possible.
And so that means stepping on the gas.
That means putting a brick on the gas pedal.
And you do. And you get about 1/8 of a mile away before you lose consciousness, and the truck slams into a telephone pole. The next thing you know, you are in the truck with the horn blaring. Mayday is next to you in the passenger seat, and you go to get your seatbelt off and escape the airbag. And you stumble out onto the street, and then you look down an alleyway and you see it. You see Esther Samagina's red Ford Focus, and she's in the driver's seat. Not her son, not her husband, it's her. And so you reach for your gun and you make a beeline, walking down that alleyway. And just as you're about to pull the trigger, a hand reaches out and puts a damp cloth over your mouth. And the next thing you know, you are in and out of consciousness in the back seat of this tiny car. But looking in the passenger seat, you see that the other person involved has a tattoo on the back of his neck of a bone, because Mutt is like a dog with a bone, and he doesn't give up. And that's where we're gonna take our break, so we can all process for a minute. And when we come back, we'll become introduced to our new reality as patients inside the Dorchester house. And so everybody who's watching, stay right there. We're not even over the hump yet, okay? We'll see you in just a few minutes.
You hurt the boys, Doc. You made the boys, not the boys.
Not
The boys
the
have good jobs. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to My Little Pony Plays Vampire the Masquerade here on Lost
Nonsense.
What? No?
Justin, you're giving it away.
You can't give that up for free. What are we, like, sluts? Gotta be whores.
No.
In the first half avalanche of new information, the agents have come to this new dawning possibility that they are patients at the Dorchester house and have been for some time. But still in the back of all of your minds, there persists this possibility that no, your work over the past however many years you think you've been here has been on the outside with Delta Green, or in your home lives, being a fireman, being a teacher, like all of those things are still possible.
Being a guy who goes to the Golden Corral.
That's the other thing. Is Golden Corral real?
No, that's fake. That's 100% fake.
Oh, thank God.
Come on. How could a place like Golden Corral ever be real?
Unlimited okra? Impossible.
Can't do it.
And that
not possible.
is present in Magnolia's mind as we see him wake up, still strapped to his bed. It is still dark outside, so how long you've been out, you don't know. But after a few minutes of wrestling with those thoughts, did you go and did you go to Golden Corral? Is there a Golden Corral? I mean, it sounds like a place where you line up in a cafeteria with a tray and eat from a buffet. So was that Golden Corral or was that here? And then you think about, did you go and visit Peepaw in the assisted living home? Or is he lucid and came here to visit you? All of those thoughts are banging around inside his brain when an orderly bangs on the door, baby, before opening it up and coming in to undo your restraints and says,
Tin Roof rested.
Tin Roof rested. He undoes your restraints and looks down at you and says, all right, Bradley, you get some rest?
This is hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what you're going to see is a little bit of unhinged Colin, because at this moment, when you suddenly find yourself in a cage, the first thing you got to do is you got to test the bars. So,
true. But before we do that,
yeah.
To be fair, the first thing that you're going to do, and all of you guys are going to do, is roll me a sanity check.
Oh yeah, I mean that was back then. And that would be sanity for what is it?
That would be helplessness for sure.
Oh, I'm immune to that shit.
Oh wait, no, it's
cool.
it's helplessness. Yeah.
Wait, helplessness?
Let me double check what they ask for, but I am helplessness.
Quite
you're
adapted to help. Yeah, I'm quite adapted
stuck here. Then if you're adapted to it, you don't take anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maltese, you critically succeeded. Maltese, you don't take any sanity loss. You are Mr. Business. Lonnie, poor Mayday.
There always had to be one.
Does lose 3 points of sanity.
Okay.
Everybody else who succeeded just takes 1 sanity loss. Maple, Margin. If that takes you to a breaking point, such as it has recently for Margin, there are no ill effects at this point. You don't gain a condition. So, you want to test these bars, Colin?
Oh yeah. So, so remind me again what he said to Magnolia.
He said, "Hey,
what?
Bradley, you sleep okay?" Undoes 1 arm.
He does a thing where he does 1 arm, so the other one's still.
Other one's still locked up. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. How's
Not
your
gonna-
shit been?
I'm sorry, that's very good. How is it with you? It's like Han Solo with the radio. He goes, it's all right. We're not going to have any other incidents, are we? Same side. Now your foot is undone.
Oh, not at all. I just looking forward to being unrestrained and out and free to see all of my friends.
What kind of a check is this, Colin? What?
I'm not doing. I'm just speaking.
Okay. All right.
For I am not yet entirely unstrapped.
He goes around the bed. He said, Mr. Ed said you tried to set something on fire. Said that you set a garbage can on fire with his lighter and then tried to jump out the window.
Well, I think we both know that sounds like something I would do. But I'm sorry, I have no specific recollection of that. If I
Your
did,
other
though, I
side
do
foot
heartily
isn't-
apologize.
He looks at you with like a furrowed brow. I think your calmness does require a persuasion roll. Because would you say that's fair that he's trying to project serenity? Serenity
Yes,
now?
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
Has he unstrapped me yet? I would
You
just
have
add. I
one
will roll a check.
arm. You have one arm. Still, I'll let you choose which one. Still strapped in. Everything else
Well,
is free.
He's right-handed, so give me old righty.
Yeah.
Okay. Persuasion, you say, huh?
Uh-huh.
Dice don't fail me now. He's actually more persuasive than you'd think. Not that. That's an 88 and a fumble. I have a hero point. That
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
earned with a Mambo number 5 reference.
Go
I had
ahead
to
and
work
use
for
it.
that.
I don't know if we reroll on fumbles with hero points, but I'm going to say with the Mambo number 5 reference, you deserve it. So go ahead.
It's a special hero point. Yeah.
It is special. It has special powers.
47. Nah.
He goes, all right, I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully we don't need to send you back to the gray room, huh? And he undoes your final restraint.
Man, see, that's such a great example of when something has an incredibly simple, boring name, it sounds so much fucking scarier. The Gray Room? That sounds Anyway. And he does that classic thing. He's like, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
He walks over to the door, or begins to, and
And that's when I reach behind him and put my arm over his throat and start to choke him out while shouting, Mayday! 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 Mayday!
great. Roll me an unarmed check. I'm gonna
You knew it was
I'm gonna
coming,
roll
folks.
an unarmed melee from him to resist.
Okay. I've been waiting to use my unarmed combat, in which I have an 80. 57 success.
Ooh, excellent. I'm gonna roll mine as a 50. So
48 success.
also success, but below your success. So you get him in a headlock around the back, and he struggles mightily as you yell, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. And almost as if in response to Mayday, through the door walks Mr. Ed Dubrovnik, head nurse, with his bat out and flanked by 2 other orderlies.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And he comes at you, and I'm gonna say he comes at you with the bat.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to use this guy as a fucking human shield between me and the bat.
Okay, all right. I think that's still unarmed from you. Mr. Ed's bat is a success from you.
It's a
I'm gonna tell
34 kid.
You're unarmed. Your 80 unarmed is impressive.
Sure is.
Mr. Ed's bat is also an 80.
Oh, it's a big bat.
He
got a 90 motherfucking 9.
And I just said, I don't have a special Mambo number 5 die.
You don't.
So he swings and he hits the guy you're holding. All right, just straight on. And that dude takes 5 points of damage and drops like a rock.
You might be dead.
Unconscious. You no longer have a shield.
Oh, that's a problem. Yeah.
And Ed and 2 others are standing there, just sort of flanking out a little bit. And Ed says, "Come on, Bradley. I thought we were friends."
He's like got his hands up, kind of like circling, keeping.
Watched baseball together. You like baseball. And he takes the bat and, like, he doesn't seem to care about this orderly who is bleeding from a head wound on the ground.
Come on, why don't you show me what you can do, Ed? Just mano y mano. Put that bat down, huh? Fight me like a man, why don't you?
He takes that invitation and comes at you with the bat. So you can either. So this is how combat works. You can dodge to try and get out of the way. You can do a melee attack to try and disarm. There's some different stuff you can do in the combat section, but I'm going to tell you right now, he swings his bat and gets a 36 under 80 to hit you with his bat.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Combat, unarmed combat.
Okay.
It's going to be
and
try
block
to
it? Or what?
try to like redirect. So like he swings back away, get the barrel of the bat, and like force him down. You know, I'm trying to do kind of a judo move, which that's one of the things. Like he's
uses momentum.
He's trained in judo. To try to like flip Mr. Ed onto his back.
This is the first time we've seen Magnolia's combat skills, which are impressive.
Oh my
Impressive
god!
As you roll a failure.
Are there any hero points left, folks? Do we have any?
Magnolia,
Not that
you
I'm
get
aware
a shot to the gut, I think.
I gave you a hero point because I want to see you win.
Oh,
Yay!
thanks.
'Cause I'm
Okay.
cheating.
It's a little bit of cheating, but it's fine. 58 success in my
Dang,
private.
all right.
Get fucked.
You move with the swing of the bat, and you bring it in close, and then turn and you throw Ed past you into the window. Which I'm gonna roll some damage for Ed here. Ed's head cracks against the window, and he takes a few points of damage, but as he stands up and you see the window spider out behind him and the blood that he left there, he just sort of laughs a little bit. And the other orderlies move in.
I'm going to try to, stupid. I'm going to try to run past the orderlies.
Okay.
Where Ed made the window spider out.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to run past them and drop kick Ed through a window.
Wow. Okay. All right, let's do unarmed versus unarmed here.
Oh, this will be so cool if it works. I just have a bad feeling.
Mm-hmm.
58,
Success.
same exact roll. Same exact roll.
74.
74.
Which
Oh,
is a
that shit,
success.
that's yeah, that's right.
You come at Ed, and he takes you and slams your head into the window in the same exact spot. And you take 5 points of HP loss.
Ow.
Uh-huh. And the room swims. They all tackle you and strap you back down. Let's move away for now.
Yeah, sure.
Who's next? I'm going to roll a d4. Okay. Margin. Micro. Leanne. Ghoulie. You are seated on your bed in your room. You are allowed some comforts. You have your books, which are notebooks, like the one that Ed Wist wrote in. It just sort of stacked up on a little shelf by your bed. You get your slippers and a robe, and you even get like a little soft like nightlight lamp next to your bed. which is great because it's always night.
How nice.
Yeah, and you sort of are sitting there when there is a knock on your door, which is open. They don't really lock the doors here at night. Patients just kind of wander around as they want, unless they cause an incident, and then Mr. Ed comes with his bat, and sometimes they die, but they always come back. So there's a knock on your door, and standing in the doorway is Dr. Friend. Who says, "Good afternoon, Leanne.
Hey.
How are you feeling today?"
I feel a little sore. I feel like my feet hurt.
I see. And he writes something down. Clip your feet. Why? What seems to be the problem?
I don't know. And I kind of kick at them, and I'm just like, I don't know. They just hurt. But other than that, I'm okay.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I am coming to let you know that you are scheduled for group today. Group's going to start in 15 minutes in the pink room.
Who's in my group?
Let me check. And he looks at his list and he says, well, it's you and it's your good buddy, Tommy. Bradley was supposed to be there, but sounds like we had an issue. So maybe he won't join us today, but Thelma will be there. And Marianne will be there.
But
and
we need
Mr.
Bradley.
Wild is going to be there.
Okay, but we need Bradley
Tim?
because Bradley's going to help out with the mission, and if we don't have Bradley, we can't work on the mission.
I love hearing about the mission. I do. But, well, we'll have to see if he's in a better mood when he wakes up again. It seems as though he tried to get in a fight with Mr. Ed and his friends again. You know how those things always end.
Well, he is the muscle of the group. That's what he does.
He does, but I wish he would use it on people who deserve it and not my orderlies.
You see Leanne just kind of purposefully look away because
he says, and also I feel like I have to consistently remind you, right, that remember what we talked about, that the mission's not real, right? These people, this Thomas Howe and the other agents that you're looking for, those aren't real people. Remember? Do you remember what happens when we take their names and we move the letters around?
No.
Remember, they're all characters from your books. Casilda,
Oh.
Camilla. It's not Lila Mack. It's Camilla from the book. But I do want to hear more about the book, so I won't make a big deal out of it.
No. There's Camilla, and then which one's your favorite again?
Casilda. Casilda. You said you were looking for Caldiasa, but yeah.
Camilla, Casilda. Oh,
and I still don't know what Uoht is. UOUHT, but we'll find out about that later.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll have a good time in group today. 15 minutes. I gotta go get the others, okay? He wanders off, leaving you alone in your room.
Right.
What do you do?
Can I flip through my writings? If I open them up, is there actually stuff there?
You look in the books and yeah, I mean, for the most part, this is verbatim the text of your books, of the stories that you wrote. There's fewer copies, and it's all handwritten. Some of them aren't in your handwriting.
No.
But they're copies. Maybe you must have gotten somebody to copy them for you.
Elena, my assistant.
Probably.
Yeah.
But in Elena's copies, the one problem that you continue to have with Elena is she adds things. And so, it'll come to the end of a chapter, and it's a nice, neat button, and then the next thing you know, she's added some weird sentence in there. like, well, I'd have to look, but
Yeah. No, I'll
anyways,
remind
that's
her
Elena.
to stop doing that. Can't ruin my stories.
It's so hard to find good help in a psychiatric facility.
It really is. It really is. You know, maybe I should ask Thelma. I think Thelma would maybe be better.
You should. Thelma's right next door. Her room's next to yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. And I go to push it, and then I wait, and then I knock.
It's not closed. They don't close doors.
Oh, but it's polite.
It is polite, and so you knock and you look in, and Thelma's there, but she'd just been released from her restraints. Thelma, you're out of your restraints, and you're in your room, and at the door there's Agent Marge. There's Leanne Cooley.
Good morning.
Morning.
You know, Thelma, I have a question, and I wanted to ask. And I go in, and I close the door, and I start pacing back and forth. I don't like Elena, and I think I need to say that. And I feel like I can't say that to group, and I can't say that to my doctor's friend because he wants to be friends with everybody. But I don't like Elena, and I think that maybe you fit the vision better. How good is your handwriting, and how fast can you write? I hope it's faster than you talk.
It's a little messy, but I can write fast.
Do you want to help me write my books?
That sounds nice.
Okay, perfect. You get Elena's job. I'm firing Elena today.
Do I
You
know
give Thelma-
we have an Elena in the facility?
Roll me a sanity check.
Okay. Oh no. This is what I get for asking questions.
Crit kills.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's an Elena here, Elena Ortega.
No.
But you're giving an example, Leanne. Like, you have one of Elena's copies, and it gets to the end of this really happy part of the book where this girl gets where she's going and stuff like that. And then there's this line that Elena ended at the left at the end of a paragraph that says, "In the red, wet inside of men is where hate sleeps and violence frees it." You can't have that in the book. No, it's too gruesome. The two of you go off to look around, and it takes you a little while to find Elena, but you do see a couple of other familiar faces seated around the gathering area, which now is not so much a big multi-purpose social room as it is a vast marble place, kind of like Grand Central Station. The ceilings are so much higher now. There are doors where there weren't doors before. But you see off on one of the seats is a familiar face, but we'll get there in a minute. I want to check in on Maltese, who is in his room, being let out of his restraints when Dr. Friend comes calling. He says, "Hello, Mr. Forsetti. How are you?"
Oh, I'm just great, thanks.
Okay, that's good, Tommy. That's good. Sorry, Fornetti. I said that wrong. That was a Justin mistake. And he says, so Tony, or Tommy, sorry, Tommy, that's your dad. Tommy, I want to let you know we're going to have a group in a little bit. You're scheduled for group in Pink Room in 12 minutes. And I hope you'll be there. I mean, you don't have a choice, but I hope you'll be there. And maybe we can keep talking about your dad.
Oh,
I thought that would be fun, but it's up to you.
Yeah, my dad's the problem, clearly. Actually, I'm feeling really good, I'm feeling... Well, I don't know what kind of, metaphor to put here, but, what is the metaphor for sanity, Doc?
a metaphor for sanity?
Yeah, what should I make
there's
myself?
many ways that you
Yeah.
could consider. What are you trying to say, Tom?
I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm,
Good. I'm glad to hear it. You've been making a lot of positive steps.
I'm as, recovered as some lost artifact or something or other, I'm sure. I'm really stretching here, Doc. You gotta help me.
Well,
But I think, frankly, I should be let out.
yeah, I'm sure. But do you remember? Hey, he comes in your room and sort of takes on the demeanor of, he doesn't physically do this, but the demeanor of spin a chair around, talk to you about Jesus. He comes in there to be your friend. And he says, do you remember what we talked about last time in group? Where you're making all these positive steps, but then if you go and you use your phone time to call your dad and ask him about the fire, when there's no fire, Tommy. I mean, sorry, you remember what we talked about. You have to keep doing the work. The only way out is through.
Right.
Always, ever onward, ever forward. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, ever upward, ever onward. Yeah, whatever direction you need me to go, huh? That's why you're my.
Well, we'll talk about it more in a
That's
little
why
bit.
you're my friend, Dr. Friends.
Today's going to be a great day, he says, and he gets up.
Today is gonna be a great day. I tell you what. Let's put me in group. Yeah, that's gonna be there.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe Bradley. Bradley had an incident.
Bradley should go to group. It'd be good for him.
Well, he is prone to these violent outbursts.
Violent outbursts. Doc, look at me. I can handle a violent outburst.
Okay, I know, but that's not your job. That's
Not my job, but yeah, your staff can get sued. Don't worry about it. Just come on. Why don't you let Bradley come on the group? Any problem?
Persuasion check, you big himbo.
Okay. 29 out of 42.
Oh, excellent. He says, I will consider it, but we'll have to see what kind of mood he's in. Okay. I gotta go talk to Marianne. I'll be in the pink room in 10 minutes. We'll see you there.
You go talk to Marianne. You send Marianne my best.
Marianne is in her room with her roommate,
is.
Sunshine. It is a nice quiet room because Sunshine is pretty much nonverbal, non-communicative. But Marianne right now is restrained as a consequence for what happened with Mr. Ed and the others. So
It was worth it.
that's what she thinks to herself as she wakes up. Sunshine, as always, is in her chair, looking out the window. Sunshines, and you've known Sunshine a long time. Ever since you've been here. How long have you been here? 20 years? I mean, ever since Gloria had you put here?
It'd be about 15 then.
And when Sunshine came in, I mean, she was here when you got here, but you hear stories that when she came in, she was a Delta Green agent too. Long time ago. 50s. And even before you. But whatever she saw to make her so quiet, she seemed to like Leanne Cooley, who you thought of as Agent Margin when you were on mission. She seemed to like Leanne and react to her quite a bit, but she's been quiet for a while. And so the nurse comes in, checks on her, undoes your restraints. And Dr. Friend comes by, same as he did before, knocks on the door frame, says, "Hello, Leanne, good morning. How are you, dear?" Sorry, hello, Marianne, how are you? How's your rest? How are you feeling?
Actually, that's a good question. How do I feel? Am I still feeling that fatigue from before this happened, or
Nope.
am I good now?
Nope. You don't have any fatigue. You feel well rested. Not to mention, I didn't mention this to you, Lonnie, but Thelma's at full health,
I was actually going to ask that at one point.
all healed up, because there was no fire.
Right.
Um,
That's such a crazy thing to have happened. There's no way.
Marianne, you feel okay. You feel the normal, like sort of like pops and aches of age, but Dr. Friend holds out a tiny little paper cup with your medicine in it.
No, I really don't want to take that.
Look inside, there's ibuprofen, there's a couple others that you're not sure what they are, and then there's one that looks like somebody took some grass and ground it up into a powder and put it in a pill.
I'd rather, not today.
Marianne, you know that that's not an option, okay? If you don't take them, I have to get Ed down here and he'll make you take them, and I'd rather just have a nice peaceful day when we all have group together. Take your ibuprofen, take your Melonia, take your other meds, and we'll have a nice time.
Listen, Doc, you know my history. You know I don't like taking medications.
I'm well aware, and that's why we have this conversation so often. And I promise you that this is here to help you, okay? I mean, don't you want to go to the party?
No. Listen, it's a party in here with sunshine.
I'm sure it is. Tell you what, I trust you, Marianne. So I'm going to leave this here. He sets the little cup on the bed. And whether or not you take it is up to you. But please don't give it to Sunshine.
Well, no, that's unkind.
Yeah.
For one
We don't
thing.
want that, do we? Group is in 5 minutes in the pink room. And he turns and goes.
Thank you. Just gonna look at those pills. Does she have her hair wrap?
No.
Okay, not allowed any of that. But she does have her natural hair. She's going to sit down on the bed and start to do her braids.
Okay.
And
she knows she has about 5 minutes before they come back asking her why she's not a group.
yep, they're going to be a little sloppy, but they should be just good enough to hide some pills in them.
Roll me a dexterity check. Or, wait, there's got to be a skill that's better for this. We've never done this before. How about...
Black check. Blackness check.
Blackness check is an automatic
What's a
success.
blackness check?
Girl, how fast can you whip them
How
locks?
fast
How
can I?
fast can you get that
Natural
shit
hand.
tight?
I would say either... do you have any criminology or disguise?
I
You can
don't think I
smuggle
do.
and disguise something here.
Oh, I got 30 in criminology.
A criminology check for hiding drugs in your hair.
Right. Come on, don't fail me, roll 20. No, fail me.
Did it fail you? It did.
Sure did.
Yeah, 83 out of 30.
I mean, with such a short amount of time, they're just not going to stay up there. It doesn't mean you have to take them either.
Yeah, I'm not taking them.
All right. 5 minutes goes by. It's time for group. Who's going? And who is taken there by force?
Am I allowed?
Well, say that Dr. Friend comes back to check on you and asks, once you're conscious, if you'd like to join them for group or not.
Will Mayday be there?
Thelma will be there. Yes.
Did you ask her if
She
she
a-
got my message earlier?
She asked about you. Wanted to make sure you were okay after what happened.
Yeah, I was shouting for her like the Dickens.
I know. I know. I could hear you down in my office.
Yeah, so she heard that, did she?
I'm not sure if she heard it, but she knows that you were asking for her.
Okay, well, I suppose I better follow up with her then. Sure, yeah, I would love to go to group.
All right. Ed, 5 other orderlies come in, including the one who
Getting
got hit.
carded in like Hannibal Lecter here.
They accompany you to the pink room. And one by one, unless you tell me otherwise, you're all heading in that direction. And you get there. For group therapy. Even from the outside, you know why it's called the pink room. Because you can feel the paint on the walls of this room. It is horrifically cotton candy pink inside.
Oh, I hate it.
I love it.
The chairs inside, which are still plastic, non-lethal psychiatric facility chairs, are olive green against the pink. And as you all arrive, there is this moment where the 5 of you all lock eyes with one another. Imagine that most of you are like, what do we do now? And how do we work together to get out of here? And as you stand in the doorway, the last thing we're going to hear this week is inside there are 2 people also here for group in the chairs. As you look in, Leanne, you recognize one of them is Timothy Bale, the patient that you talked to, who Ed Wist was teasing and berating. But he's different now. He carries himself with confidence. The other Timothy was apologetic and anxious. This one is not, although he does look like he's under a little bit of stress. And seated next to him is a man that you don't recognize, at least not at first. He's deformed. He has a head that's just a little bit too big for his body, but it's also covered in scars and burns. And the reason, Liv, that I'm telling you this is because this man, who you don't recognize, when he sees you enter, looks at all of you with the impression of somebody who didn't know that you were here. Like your new arrivals. There's a clarity in his eyes, but this patient with the exaggerated features looks at all of you, and when he sees Leanne Cooley, he says, Officer Avon. And you know that it's Ed Wist. But again, he's changed. And that's where we're going to end today, just as we head into group in the Cotton Candy Room with Dr. Friend. This is wow, I don't know. It's a pivot for the season, right? It's a turning point.
Call it that, yeah. It's a
and it's a lot to process, so we're going to take some time after this to chat and make sure everyone's cool, make sure we're all doing okay. And of course, the story goes on because, as we learned tonight, the only way out is through. So what's next? We'll find out. And we have many other things that await our agents, including the Grey Room. I want to say, I don't do this enough, but I want to say thank you to Nightcast for being remarkable and rolling with punches and letting me guide them gently in some situations and all that. This music is way too scary for this. That's the opposite of what I usually say, but here's this. You guys are great, and I'm glad you trust me, and this will be a great story. Everyone in chat, thank you. I wanted to do a plug before I forget, before we go around the circle, that coming up on Lost Caravan next week, right? Next week? No, 2 weeks is Recall Week. Is that right, Turk? Is that right, Lonnie? Someone who knows, help me.
It's
coming up next month.
It's the week after next week.
Okay, 2 weeks from now. And Recall Week is one where people can take characters from one-shots or other games that they've played, and we are going to isekai them around to other games. And so everyone should be coming back for that. We are raising money for charity during those events. You should especially be back. Is it the 11th, Lonnie, that we're playing?
It's that Friday. Oh my gosh, what
The 10th.
number is that? That's
The 10th.
Yeah.
Where Lonnie is going to be running Relie Watch, which is Lovecraftian Eldritch horror mixed with Baywatch. And I'm going to be in that game as Princess Biscuits. So we'll be back for that.
So excited.
It's going to be great fun. So thanks for remembering that. And thanks for tuning in. Let's go around. I want to know, oh my gosh, I want to know how you're doing and how your agent is doing. And also, if you've got anything else going on. We'll go in reverse order. I believe, Turk, I believe you are my... What's that? Were you last or you're first?
I was
my
last.
boy? I like Maltese pushing back a little bit against this. Obviously, micro margin is like here for it, but I like Maltese being like, yeah, sure, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, I really like that. So thank you for that, Turk. Thank you for being Turk. What's going on with you, man? How are you? How are you feeling? All these things.
I'm feeling great. I hope I am not playing Maltese as too dismissive of the horror, but I think with a crit on the sanity check, he is kind of like, yeah, shit's fucked. This is like his bullshit to censor is off. He is businessman. You saw my high kick in the background. Maybe you didn't. My green team might eat up my high kick. It was impressive, maybe.
Sounds great.
Anyway. I am Turk or Turk Extended if you're also easily impressed by high kicks like I am. And if you want to see more of me and the weird shit I do, you can, of course, catch me over on Neon Lights Roleplay, where the 30th I will be running Oathsworn, which is my Odyssey of the Dragonlords campaign. It is Greek mythology, high fantasy. If you hadn't had a chance to join us yet, there's never really a bad time to drop in, but our back catalog of episodes is huge. And it's just a really good time. I think my players do a great job. I've seen a lot of other runnings of Odyssey of the Dragonlords, and I find, if you're also into these really tense, serious moments, but also spiked with comedy, it very much hits a similar vein. And I'm really proud of my players for creating that. And I have negotiated with the Lost Caravan staff that because our schedule is thus-wise free on Halloween night, I will be playing a scary horror game. I want to temporarily, kind of iffy hands say it's No One Lives Under the Lighthouse that I'll be playing. But if I find something else, or someone else points out another awesome suggestion that I haven't played yet, so I can be properly spooked, I will be absolutely down for it.
That's fallout from our Call of Cthulhu week, right?
Yeah, because y'all raised so much excellent money for Nami that I am subjecting myself to horror games, which, despite how much I run and play in Delta Green, Call of Cthulhu, I am very vocal when things really pop out and scare me, and okay, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun for someone, I hope. Going into November, I have BioShadow Peace on the 1st. We'll be right back here on the 2nd. And then Recall Week, I am in Paradox Perfect on the 6th. I'm in Lancer on the 7th, and I'm running Necronautilus, which is a game I'm very excited to run for y'all, where everyone is a death is a cloud of spirits of a fragment of themselves that is slowly learning how to be themselves again, while at the same time serving death in the land of the dead. It's so wild and trippy. It's all about the English language and how we can break it down and take letters off and still understand. Like, you know, how I have Dort, D-O-R-T. And it's just like, yeah, we know that means dirt. You know, in your heart, when I say Dort, you mean I'm just being silly saying dirt. Yeah, it's fantastic. So if you want to get real weird and real like tangential thinking, join us on the 8th. And of course, it's awesome for charity. So thank you all so much. Support the people you see on the screen here. They're all incredibly talented and awesome. And make sure you tune in next time because, oh boy, all my friends are vessels just waiting to be filled. And they're such fucking hot vessels. Oh my God.
They are the hottest of vessels and microwave safe. Thank you, Turk.
Better be. It's got to be hot.
Colin, my boy. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Colin for being willing to make that phone call in character to lure everyone to the Dorchester house, because of course that wasn't Magnolia calling you.
I knew it in my heart.
Oh yeah, that wasn't me. Sorry, there was
some sort of evil entity.
That was an evil entity using my voice. You see, that was Colin meant to hint by that by shutting his camera off as he was delivering that voicemail. You see, that was a visual cue that wasn't.
Got it.
Yeah, but you all got bamboozled. Is what
You
I'm saying.
film school piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. All right.
And you called me, of course, because you knew that I would be like, we have to go save Magnolia, because everyone else would have been like, oh man, what's he doing now?
Yeah, we worked together on that.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I said, well, Colin said, hey, Justin, you know, I did just save her life recently, so if I call, she'll probably come running.
Yeah, played right into
said,
your hands.
Whatever force is influencing this, they would have him call Mayday.
Yep. And with that, I think it's probably best if I take my medication and go to sleep. So let's just get on out of here. Wow, that was fucking weird. Oh my God.
I'm not done here because all of the work I put into building.
Should I bring it back?
No. All of the work that I did building the tension and building up to these moments were almost ruined when you almost completely broke me with Magnolia trying to play it cool, which made me want to laugh so hard. And I don't know why I found it so funny, but just him sitting there going, everything is fine. Like, it was just
I love Sane Magnolia. It's so good.
Sane Magnolia is...
Honestly, for me, my favorite part of tonight was when I had this going on.
Yeah.
And I learned that all of you are very creeped out by my ASMR voice. That was the most entertained that I was the entire night.
That may have influenced how I voiced Dr. Friend.
Oh, yeah, that checks out. Yeah. It's a bit of a Mr. Rogers-y, Bob Rossi thing. Yeah.
Colin, are you doing anything? Is anything doing?
What the fuck's that supposed to mean, man? I go to work every day.
Colin. Plug your stuff.
I pay my taxes. I think. This is what I do.
Good.
I've had so many ideas for stream games I want to do, and I'm just gonna probably bug.
We've been sharing notes.
Yeah, me and Justin have been sharing notes about stupid games we want to run, and like I have run so many serious dramatic games, and I just want to do something absolutely goofy as fuck.
I want to say this. Lost Caravan, y'all don't know but Colin is one of my favorite GMs, especially when he runs Monster of the Week. So if y'all are blessed by him running a game on this channel, oh, I envy you. And so I hope you do that, either here or somewhere else. And you know that, like, all you have to do is ask me, and I'll be there.
Mood. Same. It's been too long. It's been too long. It's been too long.
I haven't GM'd a game on stream since, get this, May of 2021.
We can fix that.
What the fuck was that?
Turk?
We can fix that. We can fix it.
We can fix you. We can fix that.
Turk,
so excited.
that voice, Turk, you can't hear what your voice sounds like, but it is a great AI like glitching voice that works really well. Like the AI's been corrupted. That's really good.
AI.
Well,
I want to run a One Ring game. That's what we've been talking about. A really stupid Lord of the Rings game. Just a really, really stupid Lord of the Rings game, and I want to do it so bad.
Me too. Anyways, we'll leave it there and just manifest it into being there, done. Let's keep going. Cyberella, Janet, did you come away with any pictures to draw?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I put them in the...
duck boats. Yeah, I haven't been over there. I'm busy doing other things.
No, I put them in the Delta Green thread under game time.
Here's the thing is, everyone, you were so in it to win this case, and I love that, and also felt awful all the times you were like, I'm gonna call this person and that person and that person. Like, ooh, you're getting committed to a mental hospital. Like, you know, like I wanted you to do the work and feel fulfilled, but also not spend all your time doing that just to have me go and like pull the rug out, you know? I just want to let you know I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate Maple so much. And I can't wait to see where this goes for her, because the only way out is through. This is not the end.
Yeah, I mean, this is now going to be technically her second stint in a psychiatric facility. So that's good.
With that
that's good
prepackaged
for her.
trauma.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's.
Let's leave her there for now. What else is going on with you?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just where you find me. Otherwise, I'm Cyberella Draws, so thus I draw. So you can find me on my Twitter and my Blue Sky under Cyberella Draws, and then Soot Child on Tumblr because I'm not consistent.
Excellent. Love it. Lonnie, and while I have you, the scene in the parking lot, and I said this before, was from both of you, like, so rich, and the role play was like, it was so good. And so that was my highlight for you, Lonnie, and you too, Cyberella. But it was just really lovely, and seeing Mayday torn, you know, between I'm committed to helping Magnolia and, you know, getting in there and helping him. What do we do? I also don't want to be in danger. My brother's in danger. What's going to happen with my husband? You know, like all that stuff. So thank you for the complexity of Mayday caring about people, which is the worst thing a Delta Green agent can ever do.
I think she's slowly being forced to realize that she doesn't have to do it all the time. But it's too hard to sit there and know that, you know, people need you. So. Well,
Lonnie, what else do you have going on? What's going on besides running a game for me in November?
Well, I was gonna say that I am very excited to be running Relay Watch, because not only have I had it been I literally supported the Kickstarter, and that was like the first time I've ever done a Kickstarter before, so I was like one of the first people to probably get a copy of it, so very exciting. And also just the entire concept of Recall Week, and also like the fact that I'm being trusted with such amazing characters like Princess Biscuits being able to make a comeback like in a game that I'm running. Wild. So I'm very honored that I get to do that. But other than that, I am here on Thursdays for this. And on November 14th, I am also going to be traumatized by Turk, because he's going to be running his next Caravan of Cthulhu. So I'm just going to keep doing all the Sandy rolls and...
Wait, when is Caravan of Cthulhu? What's going on?
November 14th. Spencer
is there another one?
Kind of like runs through a bunch
There's
of different...
always more. Always more. Always never stopping.
I want to play another Turk game soon. That's why I'm asking.
I need to run things for you. Everyone here should be.
Listen, we all just need to live in a utopia where we all run games for each other all the time, and food is magically there, and also fulfillment.
Listen, all I have to say about me is that if I'm in a game, chances are there's going to be drawings of it, so, like, I'm stacking that deck.
Yeah, for sure. You bring treats, is what you do.
Yeah.
It's like it's great to have you in the cast because you're a great role player and a lot of fun to be around. You also bring treats, which is drawings. Thank you, Lonnie. Thank you for being great. I can't wait for November 11th, but I'll see you next week before then. Liv, my angel, my darling, the queen of my heart. The descent of Margin continues, and I am here for it. I love you being like, yep, great, yep, I know. And like, oh, masks, cool. Like, it's so good. I love that you are just off the deep end. Loving it. Thank you. And thanks for being here. We missed you. And I'm glad you're back.
I'm so happy to be back. I'm so tired of masking every day at work. Why not go a little ape shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, playing. Oh, the cat's finally out of the bag. Oh, I mean, was it ever in the bag? Let's be real.
It was dramatic irony. It was always hanging there as a distinct probability.
Yes, that's true. But yes. I'm Margin. I'm Micro. It's always been me all along. Leanne Cooley lives. Anyway, no, I'm very excited to be back with everybody, and we're getting in it, besties. I did not expect us to go this way, but here we are.
Tip of the iceberg.
Luck. Yeah. Has anything been announced yet? I have things on the burner.
You heard it here first.
That haven't been announced yet.
Exclusives.
I don't know if I can, but
there are games and you're gonna play them.
There are games and I'm gonna play them. Some of them are spooky, scary. Some of them include themes that have been mentioned today in this little wrap up. Somebody said a particular word, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm doing one of those." So
was it Baywatch?
No, I'm so sorry. Not yet. But you can catch me on Monday, this coming Monday. We're going to be over Under the Table on Total Party Chill. Under the Table is our Total Party Chill's Indie Spotlight show. And I'm pretty sure, I think we're going to play, it's still indie. It's not. But I'm pretty sure we're going to play Monster Hearts 2. But I think we're specifically going to do like monsters having their office holiday party for Halloween. So that'll be kind of fun.
Love
it. It'll be cute and fun.
Yeah, I want to watch that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you again, cast. Thank you, everyone watching. Thank you, Lost Caravan. We will be back next week. If you were to ask me today, I'd say 3 to 4 more episodes of this season. So you know that we're ramping up. We're like rounding first. I don't know. It's sports. But we hope that you'll join us because, like, as I said, scratching the surface. It's going to get wilder from here on out. So everyone stick around. We are going to raid Tabletop Titties, which is fun to say, and check in with them. We will be back here next week, same time. We hope you can make it. Until then, stay safe, take your meds, unless they're suspicious. Bye.